Following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences. The
1, 2, 3, Rain, talk to me. We're gonna hit a beat and talk about my Eve. Everybody, you know what I say.
God.
I'm gonna do a beat.
Make it stop,
Rain.
It's
Why?
time to stop. Why did you do this?
There you go.
Rock, paper, scissors, right? We don't want Eve to be as simple as shut the fuck up, Seto!
Floods of like memes, and these small gangers are like, we're the elite of the elite. Do not fuck with us. We will kill you. We are the best players ever. It's like, dude, I did your shit. I did it better than you did. And it's like, yeah.
You know what this conversation is like? When I say not enough super die in Delft, and people tell me, oh, look, there's a super die in Delft. So it's like, when I'm
What are you
talking
even
about the balance
talking
issue,
about? We were talking about fucking balance, not supers
Yeah.
dying in Delft.
Look,
Why
look,
does
look, look,
everything with you have to be about supers fucking dying in
Shut
Delft?
up! Shut up!
Christ.
It's an analogy, moron. It's an analogy. Okay?
You guys stop arguing. You act like a fucking married couple. Jesus
It's-
Christ.
No, don't stop arguing.
It's an
Well, it
analogy.
is trash talk
It's
Tuesday.
an
I was
analogy.
like,
Hello. Welcome to Trash Talk Tuesday. It's Tuesday. It's 0100 Eve. That means it's time for some Trash Talk Tuesday. I'm joined by a bunch of people in the channel again. We've only got 10 of us this time, so it's not going to be too loud. But we've got some things to talk about. So before we start, does anybody have anything they want to get off their chests? Anything pressing?
Briefly, so we
important?
don't be sad
Alright.
red line. You'll rise up. You'll become good
What
again.
should I do with these 50k points that I have?
You actually have 50k points?
I'm kidding.
Oh, okay, thank God, because if you actually had 50k points, then you could literally press a big red button, which is an idea I stole from Manic Velocity, and that ends the stream for the night. So if you have 50,000 channel points, and you just don't want to watch Trash Talk Tuesday anymore, feel free to press the big red button.
ruin it for everybody else.
You know, not watch the stream.
Well,
Yeah.
the better move is to ruin it for everybody else. But tonight,
But don't press the big button. Like, that's not necessary. Don't.
tonight, I would like to air some grievances. I've got a lot of problem with you people, and you're gonna hear about it.
Oh shit.
Oh.
Oh, here we go. Is this gonna be on the conversation of narrative? Like, are you gonna be involved in that at all?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
It's the Rich
okay.
Richmond show.
Please send this to the Brave Dojo. We're very poor.
Um,
Billy
you
doesn't
do.
feed us anymore.
You value.
yikes. Are we gonna talk about that? I don't know if we
Billy,
should.
Billy hasn't sent me my weekly fucking porridge, dude.
Allowance.
I'm starving.
I've got
Yeah.
your percent of the.
Could I have
Komodo
some
yet,
more gruel, sir?
So
Please?
we've got
More?
we've got Sandrin here. He's one of the the big wigs in Brave, and we're gonna talk about some stuff there as well. So why don't we go down the room? Just everybody say hi. Yeah, we still do dragons. Who are you in chat? I'll drag you in right now.
I think it's Jeremy.
Jeremy. The only person I can't drag in is Yoshi because he left the Discord and I accidentally banned him. Oops.
Oh no. Such a great loss, dude.
Wait,
There
how
he
did
is.
he get back? Wait.
Don't.
That-
no.
hold on.
No.
No, okay.
Just carry on.
All right, we're carrying on with our lives. So, what's the haps this week, guys? Anybody shaking in their boots yet? Down south, Dom? Bill?
I don't think so. I think there's a couple of faction Fortizars that are still there.
Yeah.
The fights on them. I had fun.
I think Bravery took Aquarius or half of it or something.
Did they?
Please
Okay.
send this to SRP bros. We can't afford the iHubs anymore.
Horde also fought fought goons and killed like twice as many as we lost.
Sandra,
didn't
you
take-
make a joke, but aren't iHubs actually kind of pricey?
I think
Yeah,
iHubs
they
themselves
cost
are
a
cheap, but
fucking fortune,
like
dude.
keeping them up is pretty expensive.
And that like an actual kind of a nuisance to like troll solve that way.
It's the iHubs are like 200 mil, I think, but like if you upgrade them and shit, it can be like a couple bill a month.
Yeah, that's what that does.
rip minutes while it's taking fountain back. Oh no.
They couldn't show up in 49 you earlier, dude. Too busy ADM grinding.
Back in the fucking. Oh.
Dude, I couldn't believe that was happening. Like, I literally, I could not believe that is what Init chose to do. Like, you have...
Honestly, man, if I was an Init line member and I got pushed out of fountain, then got fed this bullshit spin of her major glass region, I'd be fucking fuming.
They're staging out of a fucking NPC station. It's like living in their mum's basement.
They're not staging there. They've just moved.
Well, they've half staged
all
there.
Doctrine ships like rattlesnakes and shit. They moved out. But
Well,
honestly,
they've got
if I was an Init line member and
they've
I
got
had
an
that, I
Astra
would
House in IGE now.
Oh
Shine's
shit!
been,
They're fucking loaded.
Shine's has been fucking jumping, chowing around in Pass anchoring. What do you call them? Athnar's down because I'm guessing the Alliance's wallet is getting pretty low, and they want some R64s back or R32s, whatever the fuck they are.
Yeah, they've been killing a bunch of our Athenors that we dropped like random places. Pretty annoying, but you know, it is what it is, right?
I mean, can you imagine once living in a castle and now a keep star, and now you're sweeping the, the systems that you used to own, as a fucking janitor. You're reduced to below the level of a gangbang team. You're staging out of their stations now. Must be a real humbling experience.
I don't know, man. I don't know if it's. I don't know. I don't really know what's going on with them, honestly.
I feel like Rich has done this before.
Because if you really think about it, and I'm oh, thank you, Talking in Stations, for rating the channel. We're just having a chat about the initiative and taking back Fountain. Because I don't know what's going on over there and what the point was for taking back Fountain. So maybe somebody from Init is watching the stream now and can explain it to me.
The only thing I can think of is like they're gonna take the south back and they're gonna set the jump bridge routes up, so they've got a way to evac out. But even then, that's 30 days. That'd be my guess.
The same argument could be applied to Horde and you guys. Like, why did you waste all that time taking the entire region when you could have just like snapped the Sino inhibs in
Because
certain
how
areas?
much it's gonna cost in it to put all the core fucking.
Actually, I was surprised that you didn't
like,
just they didn't just do the L, turn the corner and come in to get there faster. But I mean, obviously it worked out for him. But
I see it as slighting a fortress or a castle, because that's what people used to do in medieval times when they dealt with a rebellious or a shitty enemy. They just slighted the castle, made it so that it's still somewhat usable, but obviously it could never be properly defended. They left a token garrison force, and eventually some idiot has to go and retake that. And they come back, they find the castle's main walls smashed to pieces. I mean, sure, you could still live there, you can still put Astra Hoops there, but you'll never be a threat to the enemy there again. I mean, you could take back the South, you can drop Astra Hoses, but it'll take like that. Somebody will just glass it all over again.
So before
unlike the keep stars.
Before we continue, I just have to say something to everybody in the stream, because you need to know that if you're gonna call me Dave Archer, that Dave Archer just pinged a Ferox fleet, and I can't lead a Ferox fleet while I'm talking on the stream and hosting the show. Okay?
Redline, you brought two computers just to do that.
Also, I can't lead a Ferox fleet because I am officially, for the moment, no longer a fleet commander.
What did you do?
I don't know.
Spam 3 fleets a week in chat.
Something happened. Apparently you have to lead fleets to be an FC, I guess.
Don't worry, Redline.
You can't do
I
that 3
will
times a
offer
week.
you.
My
I'll
God,
offer
can you believe it? He's in an
position.
You lost an entire region to Init.
But no, I mean, the
well,
obvious
they lost
reason
it first.
We lost a region that we weren't defending.
We lost a region that we weren't defending, but you had some of the most expensive structures in Eve. You've been living there for years, and that's where everyone made their Isk and crabbed at.
How much
But
do
no,
people
we
on the
did not
same
want
team
that.
argue
Thank you.
against each other? It's funny.
What?
Anyway,
God damn it, Jeremy. But yes, Redline, I will gladly offer you a prestigious position in Brave as a standing fleet FC. If you ever want to run some Caracal fleets or some Corn fleets, you're more than welcome. Just say the word.
Jesus. I don't know if I could handle that much.
Dude, I don't know if you want to stoop that low.
I don't know. You want to be you want to save some raw course on Dock 2 Master Race faxes and sign them in? Is that
So
what you're not going to
basically-
do?
We're not called Master Race anymore, dude. That's...
You
so
can't say that
basically,
anymore.
for anybody confused, right? Everybody left Fountain. It was just completely wide open and everything, and then it came back in and took it, and that is apparently a big deal. So
We glassed it.
No,
You're welcome.
It's not really that big of a deal, except for
I mean, it
the
has
big deal
been
that
for
you
the
make
last
it.
like week. That's
We
all
glassed it.
everybody's
You're
been
welcome.
saying is, oh, we
Did anyone try to
took
stop
it back in 3 days. Blah, 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 blah.
It was like 2 days, but
Did anyone try to
This
stop
is-
them? Though?
Look, contest
No.
6. We don't give a fuck.
You can
about
keep your entire
There's
region
nothing of
in
value there.
30 minutes, technically. I mean, if you have enough fucking intosters.
But to be fair, we did leave at least one faction Photozar behind, so we didn't really glass it, right? We didn't kill all their keep stars. We didn't kill
there's
all
still a
their
shit ton of stuff
Tatars
there.
and
What are you talking about,
Sotios.
Red? You have to
That's
play the
fine.
game,
back?
you know.
Does that mean we're back
Right.
to Fortress Mountain?
You're right.
Is my
You're right.
background
You got to play
fixed?
the game to know what's going on in the game. I guess that's true. I should probably
Minge
log
the,
in.
Minge the Merciless? No, Villy has not sent me any tendies. In fact, I had to cook this whole chicken myself, and it's going cold because I'm on here.
Are Fountain and like 49 Tac you in the same boat right now? That's my question.
What's 49 TAC you? What's going on there?
There was
Well,
a fucking initial IHOP timer this morning. No, it's this afternoon. Everyone was fucking rage forming, and in it, goons. Everyone formed. Goons had 2 full dread fleets, 3 full Baltic fleets, 3 full super fleets, and we had Brave doing what the fuck were Brave doing?
It was my fleet in Eagles. It was Voltron Eagles.
Eagles, Horde, and NC were in Munins, and PL were doing whatever the fuck PL were doing.
That's just Eagle fleet as well. But it's also important to mention that with all the numbers that Goon formed, it was far too busy ADM grinding in Fountain and only managed to get about 150 guys together for this.
That's hysterical.
In
Like,
fucking
that's
hysterical as well. What a Chad doctrine, dude.
I think it's because they had like equal numbers, and we still had like 1,500 people in PTAG Z or PTAG 2, whatever the fuck we're at.
So what happened? Did they just run off? Is that
They didn't even sign in, dude. They sat on a Titan for 40 minutes and did fuck all.
Claimed that we ran away.
Taking a fight, dude. Like, I doubt we're gonna fucking drop Titans into 400 dreads, because I don't know if you've looked at the numbers. Like, T2 dreads fucking hurt at the minute.
Well, here's the thing, right? They were fighting. They were fighting the urge to just leave and just not be on the Titan.
Actually, they should just leave Goonswarm and join Brave. That's what they should do.
You know what's interesting about you saying that? And I'm not going to say any names because I'm not a snitch, but the number of people in Goons that have been reaching out to me for like a vouch into NC or like advice on what other groups to join besides Goons is fucking
They're all trying to fucking evac
staggering.
like shit, dude.
It can't be half of how many people from Horde and NC have reached out to me to join AMOC.
Oh, come on.
I guarantee it's at least maybe half. I'll give you half,
Guarantee
Redline.
all of those dudes are spies.
No,
I'm
I mean they might be spies, but that's fine. Like, and I like the Twitch chat saying what a crock of feces. It's not.
Bill, that's not fair. AMOC is still on their recruitment policy, so it's not.
I promise you that it's not. But
Also,
that's
how are
okay.
they gonna? Also, how are they gonna join AMOC when AMOC's not recruiting?
Well,
Caught in the
AMOC
lie.
is always recruiting when we're not recruiting.
So after the war,
Especially when you're not
Or
recruiting.
at a time when the war is not happening.
So when you're homeless. Okay, got it.
Guys,
People can
here's-
join your... Go ahead, Redline.
Here's a thought experiment, okay? This is food for thought for everybody. If a member of the Imperium has contacted you about joining your group instead of the Imperium, can you please place an X in Twitch chat?
Tried to recruit me.
This is totally not going to be fucking bullshit at
Dominic,
all.
you can't axe. Jesus
There's
Christ.
a fucking
I
clip
think-
of them
asked
of
me.
Brett trying to poach me. It's pretty
Yeah.
easy to prove.
Remember when PJ
My ex is actually not alive.
Mittens did his
Yeah.
FC little meeting, and he was talking about how they've got this fucking forum post where if you get messaged by anyone on the opposite side,
Oh,
you can poach, stick it in that
fucking
fucking forum group.
transparency thread or whatever the fuck it's called.
What is that? What is that called again?
Oh,
Transparency thread where they like convince all their FCs that they have to report all the fucking people that DM them because you can't be having hostile thoughts being put into your brainwashed little mind. You have to have the state control it.
I mean, is that by choice or do they have to do that?
It's very strongly encouraged. It didn't like. It sounds like the kind of thing that you would get read.
Wait,
out
what
if you
are you talking about right now?
So
Leave
you guys,
the FC.
you guys saw
FC
this
meeting
staggering amount of
start of the
X's,
war.
right? Staggered.
What?
It's just memes.
She tripped
All
and fell
from my
down.
corpse.
Yeah, fucking Mittens did a
Oh,
meeting at the start of the war with FCs and basically told them if you get messaged by someone on the opposite side trying to poach you, stick it in this transparency thread so we can laugh at them, take the piss, and capitalize on it or something along those lines.
He also made wasn't it like a thinly veiled doxing threat at some point? Like he was like, "We have some ways to deal with this" or some shit.
Probably.
It was shady.
I
Wait,
don't
who?
think Goons are that bad at it anymore, to be fair.
I still missed about who y'all talking about.
It was a Goon FC meeting led by Jay and Mittens before the war started.
I'm
There's
pretty sure I
there's a
still have that
sound card of it
recording. If
somewhere,
it's necessary, I still have the recording. I don't think it's
Yeah,
necessary.
you're gonna. No, it is
but I have
necessary.
it. It is.
I gotta hear this.
Let me see if I've got it here because I still have the don't join their shows one.
That was the same meeting.
Yeah, I know it was the same meeting, but I think I might have deleted the recording of the full thing.
I'll get it and stick it in the guests later on somewhere.
I mean, to be fair to them, they're very, very good at protecting their own narrative. Certainly putting a lot of effort into it.
Like on narratives, I get everyone's spinning one at the moment, but I can't wait for the fucking time where Titans time we can all quit this cancerous game.
Yeah, tell me about it, dude. So that does lead us nicely into a topic that I really, really, really want to talk about. Because all spinning aside, I am pretty sure that everybody having a different narrative and sipping the Kool-Aid, so to speak, is creating one of the most cancerous environments that I've ever seen in a video game. Does anyone disagree with me?
So here's my view about it: is that there's two different types. There's two different types of narratives. There's one where it's competitive talk, just like sports talk. Oh, your team is not as good as my team.
Like
type
this show.
shit.
That's this show in a
and
nutshell.
then you get into the dark corner of the alley where people start character assassinating each other and pulling shit out. Because anytime you start going into the history books on each other's group, and I'm guilty of this, Redline's guilty, everybody's guilty of this, but it only takes one person to roll the snowball down the hill to where it picks up momentum to the point that it becomes an issue, and then you start pulling out all the really dirty skeletons of each group that doesn't really need to be brought up again because we
wizard
progress.
hat.
I mean,
All that
that's-
really does is just makes the
Oh
Eve
my
community look worse at hand. It creates this pissing contest and like an arms race to who can dig up the most vilest bit of information about each other's group to portray them as bad. And in reality, all it does is just paints the Eve community as a very shitty community to outsiders. It's terrible.
Kind of like the narrative is basically like, so I am gonna say something that I'm probably gonna regret saying because people are gonna probably try to call me a snowflake or some shit. and I really don't want that to happen. But and this is serious. This isn't like trash talk. It's legitimate, 100% real life shit. So if you don't like real life shit, then you can probably fuck off. But like
Sorry,
back in March, I was diagnosed with like severe anxiety and depression type shit. And like the shit people say to me personally is just astonishing sometimes. And like it's all because I've got a different ticker next to my name, or because I fly a different flag above my spaceship, right? And that's not okay. At a certain point, you just got to decide that that's not all right.
Like
Right?
you gotta decide when somebody's a person and not who they fly with, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly. So like I think one of the things that people forget, and this is some of the like the truly the heinous shit that you could see in Eve, and I will admit that it is very, very rare, at least in my experience, to see shit like that, if I'm being honest. But the fact that I know it exists is, ugh, it's disgusting to me.
I mean,
Yeah,
that
I'd like
shit
to
goes
correct
on
that
in
here.
that shit goes on in the game, and it crosses lines or whatever. Like you could always report those players though.
It does absolutely sometimes cross lines, but here's the thing. I didn't know that about you, right? So
Nobody really does. So
they don't. Yeah, exactly. And other people don't either. So there's only one person in this whole situation who can actually do something about it, right? You putting yourself in the situation to be allowed that to happen. I mean, just also truthfully, you probably shouldn't be putting yourself in those positions if that's something that's you're seriously dealing with right now.
I mean, the
Well, I
position
know if
that
it doesn't,
the
just pointing
position that
out.
I put myself in is being a player of EVE Online.
Well,
Like
that's
I'm
a fair
not
position.
I'm not like saying, "Hey, come shit talk me and tell me I'm a
You,
piece of crap."
you literally are doing that. You're on a show called Trash Talk Tuesday where
I
just people
mean, yes.
on here
So
do that.
at this
So
moment
that's
in
what I'm
time,
saying.
you are correct.
You
Like
put yourself in that situation. It's hard to hold other people accountable for something like that.
but
to a
none
point,
of
I'm not saying it's
none
right
of
to do that to people,
none
but
of you have ever told me that you hope I get COVID and die.
I would never do that to anybody. I don't care who they are.
That's the kind of heinous shit that I'm talking about. That is just it's fueled purely by a different name next to a different ticker next to my name.
So you're talking about hate mail right now, right?
I'm talking about hate anything.
I love hate mail. It makes me laugh so hard. I don't take that serious anymore.
I mean, I think different people have different reactions, and I think, first off, I think what the dude with the skull profile, I didn't grab your name, is saying is basically like, yeah, don't go outside if you don't want to be burglarized. It doesn't really make sense to follow that.
You can go outside. That's fine.
No, it
don't
makes
go
sense
down.
what he's saying.
Don't go down kick people's shins if you don't want to be picked on. There's a difference between the two things, right?
No, I think you should be able to play a video game and then talk sports, talk like it's a sport game,
Sure.
and not be told that you want to be killed in that.
For lack of a better term, Eve famous, have your own talk show on other talk shows. You put yourself into a different category at that point. That's what I'm saying.
Doesn't put you in the category of a non-human, of a non-person.
What's interesting though, right?
Ever gone on any show ever doesn't get any emails like that, right? Because Redline, he's putting himself out there. It's going to happen. Now, I'm not saying it's right. I say it's wrong. I'm just saying there's only one person who can control that completely, and that's Redline.
Pretty questionable messages before I went on any shows just for being an FC.
Also go out on a limb and say that the people who are saying things like that are probably have their own fucking problems. Like just saying, rational people who have absolutely no psychological or life issues generally are not just gonna go and shit on people. I mean, that's just not. There are some people that say they're all wearing a mask. Like we're all wearing a mask, and this is whatever, and it's But I think that's definitely perpetuated to some degree by their
if you're an alcoholic,
health.
you have choices of activities to do. Going to the bar is probably not the best choice. That's that type of situation. It just, I don't condone what they do, Redline, at all. I think that's ridiculous and
No,
stupid.
I don't
And
think you would. And I
just
would
pointing out.
never say it, but like I get what you're saying, but I just have to question, 'cause like you're literally saying, hey, if you don't like being a target for these people being shitty at you, then just stop doing everything that you do, kind of thing, which doesn't make a lot of sense, but I mean, I get it, right? And I'm not, and I honestly didn't even want to say that. I don't know why I did, but hey,
No,
there it
I
is.
know where you're coming from on that. I'm coming at it from an aspect of a medical field. If you have a medical condition, right, you're responsible for putting yourself in a situation where that medical condition does not become worse.
Sure.
Other people are not responsible for that. Does that make sense? I'm not saying you should do that. I don't think you should. I think it'd be actually a net loss to the entire community if you were to do that. So I'm just pointing out from that angle of things. There's only you can't control everybody else, but you can't control yourself.
Tread lightly there. This is going down a narrative that's well, as a Twitch chat commented, it's the equivalent of what? Blaming the victim. Don't wear
victim at all.
Don't wear the short skirt.
Absolute shitty perpetrators. But
if you can control what everyone else in the game was going to do, Rich, then you could totally be like, yeah, this is how it's going to be. But unfortunately, that's not how like the world works. I don't know if you've noticed that. I know people keep trying to control other people, but that just makes them act out even worse normally.
Can
So
I
it's a very shitty like.
Yeah, that's how you get a Matani, right?
can I call out the hard and the fuck up comments in chat, because I don't know if you guys listen to the lyrics, but the lyrics are, it's CCP something something blah blah blah. Excellence is what we strive to be. If you're going to follow us to the top, harden the fuck up. It's not, hey, we're CCP, shit talk each other and be complete pieces of shit, harden the fuck up. It's, if you're going to follow us to the top, excellence is what we strive to be, etc. Like, I don't know if people actually like listen to the lyrics, but it literally is saying, don't be a piece of shit, and if you suffer the consequences, well, that's on you.
The video as well.
I think Goon should harden up and take a fight once in a while. That's what I think, getting back on topic.
Congratulations, right there. There we go.
This is kind of the topic, though. This is one of the topics. It's a little bit different than I imagined the topic would go, but it really is. It's all like, if you think about it, it's all narrative driven. Like if I was still in Goons, I doubt I would have people in Goons saying the things that they say to me.
no,
Just
but you
like
people in those
Just
things.
like if I was still in Goons, I probably would have people in Pandemic Horde and NC and PL saying the same type of shit to me. So that's not me saying
Probably
Goons
not.
are the bad guys. I'm not gonna throw that. Not gonna throw that out there. That was what, 2 weeks ago? Shit, that's old news now. But what I will say is that really people need to watch their fucking narratives and watch how they control how you think. Because Eve is a super psychological game. It gets in your head. You have people that can set on Twitch talk shows and fucking gaslight the shit out of you. Like, that's a thing that can happen on a weekly basis, right? So, for instance, one of the things that I noticed this past weekend, there were 2 Fortizar timers, right? One of them was a PanFam Fortizar. The other one was a Goon Fortizar. The Goons went to defend their Fortizar. PanFam went to defend their Fortizar. And when neither party showed up to the other one's fort to fight over it, they both started screeching about how the other stood down. And it
Right?
was
And they're both
literally like, and I watched it happen. I watched it unfold, and I was sitting in the INN Discord with, like, I was talking about it, and I was talking with Brisk about it, I think, just like watching this shit happen, and I was like, holy shit, this is how stupid.
Wait, you mean the fucking ITAC C4?
Yeah.
Why the fuck no one like Goons and he didn't move like caps or something for that? That's retarded. Like it's like what 3-4 mids for us. It's 4 hours of fatigue. Like just dunk it, get it over and done with.
I don't know, man. But that's the thing, is like, it's not it's not even about what happened. It's about what the group expected to happen. And because what they expected didn't happen, it's suddenly like, oh, these people are cowards. They don't show up for their fights or something. And it was just, it was funny and kind of sad at the same time.
I mean, like today,
both
you
sides
had
both sit down and they both did something. But from the perspective of each side, it looked like, they're being cowards. But both of them showed up to do something. Both of them didn't go do the thing the other person thought they were going to do.
Yeah, exactly. So
every time you get blue balls and nullsec, everyone's all fucking bitching that the other side are a bunch of cowards and stuff.
That's like
it's great. It's classic nullsec.
Today, 49 take you. Like, it's in the grand scheme of things, it has very little strategic value now that the majority of Pappy has relocated to Aquarius. I mean, it's really significant to y'all, with the exception. Even if you did take 49, like, you could just still funnel shit through the gate from Fat. Like, it's not a huge ordeal. But neither side did what the other side wanted, and so now it becomes goons didn't show up, or we just wanted, or Pappy just wanted to take an IHOP. I mean, this is an example.
I hate this whole spin and narrative-driven timeline now. Nobody's willing to say the truth. Nobody's willing to, be honest. And
what's
everybody's
the truth,
trying
Rich?
to. I don't know the truth. I mean, if somebody's pissing in my ear, don't tell me it's just merely wet and raining. Say the truth. Admit that you made a loss, or admit that something went wrong. People just people are constantly backtracking, trying to, I guess, protect themselves and make sure that they are always on top. Sometimes you lose, sometimes you can't win, sometimes you get dealt a shit hand.
Like here or in Reddit is unrealistic, right? If you're going to go to any of those kind of locations for actual facts, then you're getting what you're.
Well, I don't look for them for facts, but I'd like to hear what's going on. And the first thing I see is a stupid fucking thread about a Komodo, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, people say that's a joke, but here's the thing: I feel that jokes are a way for people to say what they want to say without, potentially facing the consequences of what they say.
Where did you see that thread?
Front page of Eve subreddit. Why?
Oh, where?
Front page of r/Eve. They're talking about Villy's Komodo. I'm thinking, why does it matter?
I don't think you see the
I've got
irony of you saying of him asking you where it was and you saying it was on Reddit after he just said if you get your news from Reddit, then that's sad.
Okay, you fucking got me on that one. See,
he didn't
I'm willing
get you.
to
He's
admit
just talking. He's just saying he's saying that Reddit sucks, and you're literally like, but Reddit.
Okay, I got I got picked off on that one. Congratulations, you got me. Played myself.
That's like,
I mean,
that's twice in as many weeks, dude. Rich, you're slipping, brother.
It's okay. I can take these hits, but no, I fucking hated that thread because I thought to myself, why is a man not entitled to the sweat of his brow? Is he not allowed to own a Komodo? I mean, somebody gifted it to him, for fuck's sake. Does he have to liquidate all of his assets and give it back to everybody else? What is this, communism? I got 80 ships in my corp. I don't ask my guys to liquidate the 80 ships and distribute it among us. You shouldn't ask that of your own commanders and leaders either. They're players too,
Where are you walking with this? Because I feel like you're walking off a cliff.
I'm just...
To me, I think that should be the new rule. Anytime somebody gets Komodo, comes to Dominark.
Rich is like a fellow Brit dude. He'll go on a brand, carry on.
Anyway,
going, get completely lost in it.
I just hate this. I just hate this whole spin narrative where nobody's willing to admit the truth. Nobody's willing to admit they're wrong or admit a loss. Everybody's just lying to each other, trying to protect their face. Just pretend that they're
the
better
most
than somebody
ironic
else.
fucking thing I've ever heard coming from you, who wrote that shit fucking article the other day. It was completely
which shit article? The bot
one?
Wait, you wrote more than one?
Here we go again.
Before we get down like that road, why don't we see if we can break down why this happens in the first place? Because we've established that there might be a link between narrative and people behaving badly, so to speak, with verbal insults. Let's establish why these things happen in the first place. I mean, it would seem that it's more to do with group identity because that's what unifies groups of people into long-term, lasting entities. So perhaps it's not so much the individual narratives, because narratives change. Perhaps it's the identity of the group and the people who represent those groups.
The whole thing with narratives and establishing narratives is morale. Like, you don't win the fight by bleeding your enemy dry of ships, because it's never going to happen, because it's just too easy to make money and too easy to procure ships from high tech if you need to. Like, you can't get rid of, like, kill enough of their soldiers that they never come back and can't fight anymore. It's you make them not want to
Psychological
log.
warfare.
Narrative's a
Yeah,
big thing
it
in
always
a
has
game
been.
like this where N+1 means fucking everything.
It's like,
Well, sure, because if you've got more dudes behind you, then you win. And when you are essentially screaming that your enemies are bastards, it gives your people more incentive to come and fight for you.
It also
Morale
gives
boost, right?
Your enemy, that's just a part of warfare. Most, not always, but most time it is. Psychological warfare is part of the deal. I mean, it's just the way it works. But
Gosh, I wish we could get Dunk Dinkle on the show. That'd be great.
You
Only
know, I
Dunk
wish
Dinkle could
you
be
say
provided with a link to the Discords. He could join the conversation. 'Cause
you'd
I'd
say
really like to hear what
psychological
he has to
warfare, but
say.
this is some of the things being done. These exact tactics are the same shit people used in cults. This is fucking Scientology tier tactics at this point. They attack the
that's the reason
attacker. This
allies have leaflets on the enemy areas. It's psychological warfare. You try to convince the enemy they're losing. If they adopt that attitude, they lose.
Like, convincing the enemy they're losing means fuck all. Like, 9 times out of 10, unless you're high up in alliance, you're not getting the alliance's
Doesn't usually work,
pings.
but if it does,
But this is why it sort of comes back to this again with group identity, though. If you have a group identity, it's much easier to sort of repel these opposing narratives that you're losing in the first place. It's like the natural comfort, right? If Matani was to walk up into this chat now and say, "Oh, well, you're losing the war, so you might as well give up now," a good handful of people who will probably go, "That's a load of bollocks. Like, we know we're not losing because of this." And it's because of a similar narrative that
if somebody were to say that goons are losing the war, in a situation where Matani had the opportunity to rebut that and didn't, that would be a problem for the goons. That would send the wrong message, and that's what it's all about. Is make sure you're messaging to your people the right message, whether it's truth or not. You've got to keep everybody excited. You got to keep everybody wanting to do it. You know, especially if we're expecting to be a long, protracted war. You can't let anybody. You can't let the morale go down on either side. You can't do it. You know, but that's important.
It's also just looking at just going back to the point earlier that we made about was it the forum post that was on Goon forums about reporting people who had tried to recruit FCs and stuff?
I didn't see it.
It's interesting to look at what types of people leave alliances at what points in alliance history there are. So, like, I think we could probably all agree here that the most common type of leavers are usually your renter type people, the people who leave at the first sign of danger. Not usually part of the group per se. They sort of tuck tail and run away when there's any real threat of invasion. But it's interesting to look at FCs, because FCs, generally speaking, have thicker skin. You know, like in the song lyrics that Rain just pointed out, you do have to have a bit of a thicker skin to be in points of leadership. It's usually those FCs that are involved in the upper echelons of leadership that then choose to leave. So they get a much clearer picture of how groups develop and how history unfolds. Just an interesting point.
Like, if I had to guess, it's just a promise of, like, promoting, because in like a big alliance these days, like, they don't let people promote quickly. Obviously, because you don't want some retard whelping a fucking cap fleet.
Well, FCs typically also have personalities that go along with their themselves. So sometimes those personalities can butt heads with other personalities. It's just
That is
It depends on
very
what
true.
your alliance,
How
your
people who
alliance
don't get
leadership
along
is.
well are two alphas. That's just. I mean, that's been proven over time and time again. You have two people who are very, extrovert, very dominant. Get them together, there's a good chance that they will butt heads. And you get a bunch of it. There's going to be some, headbutting.
So,
I know he went through that.
Dunkarino, Mr. Dinkle, I see you in the chat talking a lot. and I appreciate you, and I respect you, and I want to hear what your thoughts are on this topic. Care to divulge?
I assume you can hear me, yes?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's several topics, right? And the topic that I care about a lot is I don't like people being personally attacked for playing a video game, right? And that's kind of above and beyond like the typical narrative stuff. That's just, I've seen a lot in my time playing Eve of people going out of game and Googling and all that kind of stuff on every side of everything, and people saying terrible things in local and all that kind of stuff. And I just think it's not unreasonable to expect people to treat other people as like a decent human being. And I don't think anyone is inviting it just by playing Eve. I shouldn't have to be comfortable with somebody making personal attacks about the way I look or hoping I get sick, that kind of thing. So I think on that topic, I'm pretty strong in my beliefs about it. I think the other topic you guys are all talking about, and gals, is the the narratives in the game. And I think every group has a different culture, raison d'etre, as you would call it, and a way they like to operate. And their leaders are different types of leaders, and each of them is going to use narrative and rhetorical techniques to try and convince their people to fight, to log in, to believe what we're saying, to keep the morale up. And you can't expect everyone to act the same way. It just doesn't work because groups are different. If you've ever played sports at any level, different teams have different way to motivate people, and same thing for Eve groups. And I can only speak for Brave, and I try to keep us motivated in a way that works for us, supports kind of the culture we want when it's just us playing with each other. But every group's going to be different. So the way the Mittani wants to motivate his people, like, I can have my viewpoint of it, but if it works for them, awesome, right? If Gobbin's techniques, whatever they are, when he's not playing with mice, that's awesome too, right? But you have to find the group that matches the way you want to be talked to as a line member, and everybody's different like that, right? I mean, go back through history. Some people loved Gig X. They thought he was the greatest person and a great fleet commander, a great leader, and all that kind of stuff. And they still say it to this day. So they believe it. It's not a lie. But I looked at the way Gig X ran fleets and stuff like that, and I wouldn't want to spend a minute in it because it didn't align with my personal values, my way I want to play games. So I think it's easy to judge from the outside that these people are assholes because their leader motivates people this way. But it's just, if the people in the group are comfortable with it, then let them do it. It's not your group, so just let them be.
People generally attract people who are motivated by things like that too. Like for example, I would have no problem being in a fleet like that. And if you told me I was a fucking retard or I should go kill myself or whatever, I wouldn't take that personally.
Lower retard.
Thank you, Helios.
I
But I
think the biggest problem-
also grew up working in a kitchen. Like, you know what I mean? So like, if you're gonna be a snowflake, like you're not gonna work in a kitchen. We'll just put it that way.
Also, I have to point out, like, the real fact of the situation is that every fucking one of you is role playing a space pilot or role playing a fleet commander of a space pilot or a leader of a space pilot entity. Like, people are just, it's not to be taken as dead serious as some of this.
I think you can say that, right? But when you're personally attacked and called a liar and a cheater and things like that, which happened to me when I spent a year being on the CSM, being a basically unpaid business consultant for CCP, okay? And people made personal accusations against me, the person. That's not in-game character like a dunk, you don't know how to fly your caracal right, why don't you like kitey bullshit, right? That's all fine and fair. But when you're making accusations that I lie, I cheat, I'm perverting the game, like, those are personal attacks against me. That is not me being a snowflake. That is not me hardening the fuck up. That you shouldn't have to put up with someone saying that shit to you.
Also, one thing I want to bring up too is that, like, okay, if you're going to motivate your people that way, in a way where it's like, oh, we're going to make fun of the enemy, well, don't be surprised when the enemy's like, you know what, I don't like the things you're saying about me, I'm going to come wreck your shit.
The biggest problem is it's when the leaders do it, because as they say, things roll downhill, and if the leader is doing it, then it influences those below him. And I mean, any kind of person in a leadership position has this kind of attitude, it rolls downhill, it trickles down, and it affects what the line members do. So when we talk about certain line members, run of the mill, rank and file people saying these god awful things, I'd have to imagine it surely trickles from up above them somewhere. Something's influencing them to behave that way.
I mean, that's not necessarily true, because look at Horde, for example. Horde uses the same rhetoric as Goons or Test does, but Goblins doesn't really spew out a lot of the stuff.
Yeah. I mean, have you seen this week's what's it better show about with what was said about Villy? Good God.
That was definitely a chaotic evil episode.
I fucking love having Mittens try and tell me what Brave should think.
But Duck, I
Great.
was in a very similar position as you as well, or being accused of cheating and quote unquote exploiting the game and stuff like that. It's very dissatisfying.
For those of us who do not watch the propaganda show, please summarize for us what happened.
Mittens has got a fucking hard on for Villy and was pretty fucking toxic. Like, I've never seen the guy that mad.
Something about TTT and value.
Yeah, and how the TTT doesn't actually pay Brave anything, which I just want to bring up. Like, Villy never said that, oh, Brave doesn't get anything. He said value. Value can be fucking anything. It could be ISK. It could be they don't have to pay for SRP. It could be a number of different things.
Dreads that get handed out every fleet.
Free Dreads got super SRP, get keep stars dropped in our space. Like,
Be the value. Good.
Like, we have no obligation to go defend that keep star, but we still get benefits from it. Like, I've seen like maybe 2 people in all of Brave who agree with Mittens, and the rest just really don't care. Like,
Yeah, but
we're happy living.
At this point, are you just deflecting though? Because honestly, be honest with yourself. You're not getting your allowance, and you're pissed off about it, right?
Red line, like, to be fair, there's shit on our side that's weird, but we don't get any of it. Like, it's 6 and 2 3s.
I don't get
You don't
paid.
have to,
We have,
but
you're able to SRP. Don't
get
need
payment. I'll tell you what. I know of an alliance that I may be part of that does get paid by it, but not every month. Is it like that for Brave? Is that or not at all?
Well, no matter what gets said about the whole relationship with Brave and Test and the TTT, it's just going to be spun, right?
Yeah,
because and so again, like I talked about it on the Talking in Stations on Sunday, and if Brave's not upset about it, I don't know why anybody gives a fuck, right?
Yeah,
otherwise, it's concern trolling. If there's a bunch of Brave people that are upset and we want to make a change with it, well, that's a Brave Test thing to deal with. If you accept that, then the spin that we're hearing is simply, and I did a whole presentation about narrative control and psyops and all this stuff. It's an attempt to put a divide between the coalition that Imperium's trying to face down, right? And it's a daunting task to face down the whole fucking universe, right? It's tough. So one of their tactics has to be, let's get some of these groups to peel off. So this whole thing about the TTT is just an attempt to get Brave people to either not log in or somehow we're going to decide we're going to go not be part of the war anymore, right? So let's just call it what it is, right?
Well,
it's the same. It's a very similar. It's very analogous to the narratives that were going on.
It's exactly the same as the Fountain and like where was initiative? Why didn't initiative? Goons don't support initiative. It's just a mirror of each other, right? And look, I know people in every fucking group in this game. I hug them at fan fests. I know the leaders of they're all good people. It's all spin, right? But people want to pretend like it's not spin.
It's part of the strategy, but there's a line, and people need to understand exactly where that line is. Like, there's one thing, like you said earlier, it's going.
Look, if it's in game and people want to debate, like, was it smart to shoot this keep star? Let's do this iHub. That was a bad move. You're not a good FC. This ship beat your that ship. That's all fucking fine, and that's what the game should be about. But it gets personal, right? It gets about personal attacks, and that's bad, right? Like, nobody wants to log into this game and have to, put on their emotional armor.
It doesn't matter where you go, you're always gonna get that one toxic little shit, and if that genuinely offends people, you need to take a break from the internet for a bit.
And here's the
Doesn't
thing.
matter where you go, what game you play, anything like you're always gonna get toxic people. Doesn't
And
matter where
Yeah,
you go.
but do
People
those
just
toxic
gonna get
people
offended
lead
by it.
groups and then make fun of them on Twitter because they have a mass tagger that pretty much says, "Hey, this person's a part of this subreddit, and I'm going to make fun of them and call them an incel."
And toxicity is a very contagious thing. So it starts pulling everybody, and even people who don't typically participate in such
But
shit
it's
slinging.
also a learned trait.
When you put so much effort into things and you're losing it, right? You got to figure the people who are losing things that they put all of the. I don't put all my time into it. I don't, but some people do. It's all they do, and if they're losing stuff, it becomes it's emotional for them.
Hurts.
Then
It
they go.
actually physically hurts, right?
It really does. Some people, and then they lash out in inappropriate ways, and then you see them this person lashes out in an appropriate way. Oh, and this guy does, this guy does, this guy does, and it's fucking it snowballs into stupidity, which it happens. Both sides. It's a thing that does happen. There are emotions in this game, and some people take it way too seriously. Some people don't take it serious enough. You have the whole gambit in there.
I mean, then you can say like, "Hey guys, I fucked up. I'm sorry."
Obviously, if you're on the CSM, right? If you're on the CSM or something, you're going to run into more of these people than if you're just some random, I don't know, corp leader from some random alliance
Why do you
that
say
nobody
that?
cares about.
Oh hell no. Toxicity breeds toxicity. You find that I found that a lot of the most toxic people, they all come from this similar group, a similar background, similar corp, that type of thing. Because if they tolerate it there and they or encourage it there, or they behave like that there, people, toxic people would be naturally drawn to them. They'll say, "Oh, they're just like me. They accept people like me," and then they'll go
Rich,
there.
Rich, what you're saying is actually not toxicity breeds toxicity. Is that tribalism breeds toxicity, right? Because when you create a culture where you allow that, and the higher ups, don't really take significant action against it, that tribalism breeds that toxicity.
And EVE Online is a giant tribalism machine. That's what it is. I've said this 1,000 times on the show. That's what it is. It's literally about creating tribes. Like that's what this show, what the game is about. So, I mean, and everyone's surprised that things go off the rails sometimes.
I mean, I'm probably part of one of the most tribal communities there. Small Gang is incredibly tribal, but I don't think we're toxic. Well, at least my group isn't toxic. To the point that
I've heard a lot of shit about a toxic group.
Oh
Toxic small gang
I'm
community.
fully aware that there are some genuinely toxic groups. However, I mean, a lot of these groups coexist in peace.
That test
Those groups are on both
toxic
sides of
email.
this fucking wall. I mean,
Can I just real quick?
Yeah.
Can I propose a drinking game?
Themselves.
We fucking threw him out, and in fact,
game?
there's still some of his stuff in the wormhole, and he's not getting back into the wormhole. And when that shit on anchors, I guess we'll have to recover it and reprocess it. But yeah, no, we threw him out after that. Fuck that. We do not tolerate that at all.
I'll use an example in the Twitch chat currently. This here is exactly the type of shit that no one should deal with, and no one will.
What did he say?
Pickle Rick too.
I don't even know. It was just spam.
Something majestic voice. I don't know.
That seemed like a bot that was built around being toxic.
So
Rich, you should write about it.
apparently I have an effeminate voice, which according to my sources means that I have a voice that's pleasing to listen to. I don't know if anybody can confirm or deny that, but I've always been told that I am an absolute delight to listen to in any capacity.
Redline,
I
I'm going
can't
to
listen to my-
100% confirm that.
I can't listen to my voice. I don't like how I sound.
I mean,
these things.
I can't listen to my voice either, but like hearing it or say like using it and having people talk about it, I can do that.
I don't know,
But-
Redline. Can you do me your best Valley Girl voice?
Oh God.
I like to speak in your accent though.
Look, I'll do a Twitch poll real quick. I'll do a Twitch poll and we'll let the chat decide on if we're going to do the Valley Girl voice. Because I will tell you that I literally sound like the best Valley Girl in the history of people saying things like
Yes, you
Valgro says.
I don't
So
think
the poll is: do you want Redline to talk like a Valley Girl?
No, that's
Yes or
ridiculous.
no?
I just want to address
While
chat right now.
the vote is happening, I'm going to check out of here. I get an exciting colonoscopy in the morning, and I have to go wash my insides out. So,
That is
you all,
Very
you all,
detailed.
be good to each other. Enjoy being young.
Hey, thanks for coming on for a little bit. I appreciated that a lot.
PS don't wear socks.
I hope
Again,
you have a good
wear socks.
colonoscopy. I don't know. How do you say that?
That
Love
what
you,
you
don't.
say?
I guess.
Ask the doctor about dinners in a movie later, you know?
Just leaves.
Is there really a week around? Is that an extra fee?
Oh Christ, that poll is popping off. Guys, why? Oh, I guess not. Only 20 people voted in it. Y'all just aren't participating at all. See,
Just
and
like the
that's
time.
It's all
Good.
toxic. Toxicity's high.
that's another thing. I don't know why Mal's up there hanging out. I'll just drag Mal down here. Why not? That's another thing. You know, you're probably if you're listening to this on like a podcast or something like that, you don't get to see any of the random bullshit that happens, and you're definitely missing out. So you should absolutely watch the show live on Tuesdays when it's broadcasted straight into your ears, live and very unfiltered. Anyway,
Can I just go back to the thing about voices? And you said that people have told you that your voice is easier to listen to because it sounds effeminate.
Yeah,
it's interesting. Like, so I'm going to use you as a guinea pig here. It's interesting to like point out in your voice here that there's no like underlying sarcasm or kind of like elements that would infer like a got you tone. Do you know what I mean? Like you're not trying to lash out at people, whereas with other individuals there are. So like
We're all glossing over the fact that him making that comment proves he has a spy in this fleet. So,
what are you talking about?
you made.
I don't understand.
Yeah,
I don't understand that.
the comment he made about him having an effeminate voice
Someone
was said
it on Twitch.
Yeah.
right after you. It said right before you said it. So you.
Oh.
So I'm just gonna write down everybody's name on this fucking fleet. We're gonna figure it out.
Okay, well you do that then. Meanwhile, it looks like I'm probably gonna be
Valley Girl?
doing a Valley Girl. I wonder if I can.
Rich, you need to do the what's his face, Nicolas Cage side of things.
I don't know, Zoc. I think he
don't
always
know.
sounds sarcastic. I think he's in a perma sarcastic sounding voice.
Do you think so?
Can we go back to like trash talking each other instead of talking about each other's voices? I wanna hate on Billy.
Wait, you're gonna hear
going
Valley
on
Girl
to.
here in a second. We'll have
Billy's not here.
Yeah, Billy's not here. First off, and you can trash talk anybody you want to at any time.
I
Like,
wanted
if
to trash.
you weren't such a pussy, you'd be trash talking right now.
Yeah, I want
But-
to trash talk Brisk Rubal for not having the courage to show up after I killed him twice in a fleet the last week. So
Playing Crusader Kings.
Yeah,
He
he's playing
sees
Crusader King.
Is that
It's
like-
justified.
Are we really gonna say that right now? Is that a thing? Like,
Oh my god, Redline. Show us your Valley Girl, you bitch.
Oh my god.
You need to go watch the movie.
Rich.
okay, look, Rich,
feel
you
uncomfortable.
should have honestly waited until the poll was finished, because if you would have, then I would have been able to jump right into it, and bada bing,
Come on, it's
bada
already
boom.
finished. It's 33-10.
It's
Rich,
not
can you not do
finished.
accents, please? Because like the last time you did it, you said some choice words.
Yeah, Redline. I mean, Rich, you. Sorry, I guess you could confuse.
And kaboom.
And
Let's say Rich has an effeminate voice.
Can you ask me if I have a pretty mouth? I just want to hear it in your voice.
You got a pretty mouth, oh boy.
Oh yeah.
Don't squeal like a pig. Do it. Say it.
Okay.
Why don't you squeal like
So
a pig?
now I think the Twitch poll is on the screen. At least it will be momentarily. And
does
now
have a
we
good
can,
delivery.
now we can see the results, which is great. Fuck. Well,
We've
anyways.
not even touched on like half the shit that you wanted to talk about.
Well, you know, when we start having a good conversation, it's okay, right? Like we don't have to beat every dead horse. We can have some new
It's not even
conversation.
dead
I
horse.
try to beat the
That
live
literally
ones,
thing is so
preferably.
interesting.
Actually, I have to be honest. I really despise it once I start noticing. It typically, you can argue against me, but it typically starts on the opposing side of goons. They always go back to the historical fucking digging skeletons out of the closet, and I know that it always leads. Try to nip it in the butt in the beginning, but it always leads down a fucking toxic spiral of shit narratives that nobody likes to participate in. It just takes away the fun of the whole, like, your team versus my team
The
type shit.
trash talk vibe, right? Like
It's not
literally.
trash talk anymore. It's like
So
assassination.
do you feel the same way then when Mittens does fucking his little State of the Alliance shit and then that meta show or whatever the fuck it's called? Like, do you watch that and think, oh, I do not like this at all? If you go in with that sort of thing.
I'm typically doing stuff on Saturdays that.
Do me a favor. That most recent meta show is done. Go watch that, and I guarantee you will not have the same opinion next week. If that's the opinion you've currently got, go watch that meta show,
Well,
whatever the fuck it is.
I have to
The
say,
most toxic person recently is daft.
I
If
watched
that's
what
you're saying,
Marco Chin said, and that was pretty funny. Like that was pretty.
is it?
Yeah, but Merkelchen didn't literally just like pop off and go in on somebody completely unhinged, right? Like that was the complete MO. And I want to say this right now because I don't want anybody to clip this shit and be like, "Oh, Trash Talk Tuesday, Redline's complaining about the toxic things I said on Twitch chat," because I can see the Matani in his fucking blazer kind of twirling around like a little snake with that punchable face, just like saying that shit, and it
Aren't you doing
hurts.
exactly what you're accusing of him right now?
What? Everybody
he's
knows
gonna
Mittens
do it
has
anyway.
a punchable face.
You're going in on him on a part like.
Anyway,
No, I'm not.
Yeah,
What do you
I will
mean?
say
you're doing exactly what you're accusing him of doing.
I want to step in and defend Redline.
Whoa.
I'm not going to say this personally. I have said a number of people who say because of what Mitten says that they would have a beer with anyone else who plays Eve, any other capsuleer except for Matani because of the way he talks about other people, and that's something I've heard from multiple people.
That's the thing though, isn't it? Like he directs their like with some other groups, you can say that they have like their own personal icons that sort of direct the ebb and flow of the culture of the group. But he really does sort of control that in a manner that's it's a couple of levels up, and you can really hear the aggression in his voice. That's what I was going to
It's
mention
just gone
earlier.
up and up and up the past like 3 weeks. Like,
Yeah.
I get what Bill's saying. I agree. Like the narratives and like personal digs and things like that. But on that last fucking show and the last 3 shows he's done, he has gone fucking ham on Villa. What the fuck did he say? I've got it.
Well, let's take a look at why. And it's
Calling him a
because
fucking like
they're
hypocritical loser and all this shit,
scared.
and calling him a fucking coward and all this shit, and making things personal, which Bill's trying to advocate that he doesn't want in the game, but yet his own leader's doing it. So then that goes back to the same shit that Rich was saying, where shit rolls downhill.
Yeah.
But we have to remember that Bill is not the leader of Goonswarm, and Bill is not responsible for what anybody else in Goonswarm says.
I know
Everybody
that,
is
but he's
responsible for their own
contradicting himself, is
actions.
the point I'm trying to make.
But Bill does like to drink the Kool-Aid every once in a while.
Okay, first of all, Loki, like
Fucking
let's
love
be
Kool-Aid.
real. I don't drink the
That
Kool.
wasn't
I'm the
even
fucking
Loki.
Kool-Aid
That
man. All
literally
right.
wasn't even Loki. But that's fine. I get it.
Sega.
No, Redline. I was talking. Loki was saying I like to drink the Kool-Aid, and I said
No, it didn't. It wasn't
This was the
Loki.
best.
I thought that was Loki that said that. My
It
bad.
was not Loki, dude.
Dude, my mic.
Yeah,
I
that
actually
wasn't
did say that, but my mic was
Yeah,
probably
his-
not plugged in all the way.
was
I
smoking
literally
weed.
said it just before Sager. Literally said it just before Sager.
So
I was wondering why
Billy-
you guys were talking over me. I was like, you guys are a bunch
Billy
of fucking
is
assholes.
here now, by the way. He just got in, so that's pretty
Where's
cool.
my pocket money, Billy?
Dude, he's been loitering in here for like the last 5 minutes. Like a
Yeah, I know,
street
but I
corner.
haven't had a chance to talk and like say welcome to the party, Billy. Are we gonna talk about the TTT money, Billy, or would you rather we don't?
I need my allowance, dude.
I need my pocket money, Dad, please.
some of it? I need some money.
Needs
I
the
need
money
to buy
for
the
the
attendees, dude.
the tier 3
need one
Pokemon
money.
subs.
Oh, I thought I didn't realize I had pushed talk on. Fuck.
Well,
Yeah, absolutely. You guys want to talk about TTT money? Go nuts.
Yeah, I just want to know. I just want to know firsthand how do you cope with Brave being so upset with you?
Well,
Because
that's a hardball question.
I'm
Um,
sure that you've had
Jesus.
nothing but angry
Yeah,
DMs the past
I have no
week.
troubles dealing with the upsetness of fake Brave members on Reddit that are goon members.
Made you cry, didn't it?
Well,
Yeah,
I
it
want to
hurts
say
a
one
lot.
thing. You give us way too much credit for being like quote unquote good at Reddit. That was the rhyme, but
I mean,
I
clicking
didn't
the
mean it
little
to
up
be.
and down arrows is pretty hard.
I just
Well, I
don't
mean, they've
understand
got
why.
they've got a pretty dedicated forum brigade crew.
No,
That's
but Philly,
pretty
I can promise you, I would
zealous.
know about it if I would know about it if there was this thing that you guys talk about. And
Look, you know it's there. You
there's
are
not.
in
I would
it.
be.
You are
Dude,
in
my
it.
posts are
Well, you
fucking
sure as shit didn't join
spectacular.
about this fucking
They
transparency
would be
thread, did
50
you?
and 100 upvotes
The
every single
transparency
time.
thread.
Like,
Okay, so anyways, I wanna settle this once and for all. I'm getting DMs like crazy. All right, okay, whatever. So I want to settle this once and for all type of thing. So Villy, how many angry Brave members have you had DM you in the last 4 days asking for their lunch money?
0.
0.
No better to ask.
Can't believe he fucking blocked me.
And because nobody has asked you, because they claim that all these shows that you're on don't give you any hardball questions. Does
Why are you so tight with the money, Billy?
pineapple go on pizza?
Fuck yeah, it does.
That is
No,
a
it doesn't.
fucking
it doesn't.
question
Shut your
that is
fork
like so dumb. It's something you'd be asking like fucking Theta Thursday or some shit.
I literally am in love with that answer. Thank you for that. Anyways,
What-
really though.
So basically, is taking the AT&T money away from Brave and giving it to other people. Is that what that?
No, so like here's the reality. So Test uses the legacy cut of the TTT money, and we put it in a big pot, and we use that money to buy all kinds of things from infrastructure to Titans and caps. That, I'll be honest, that's where 90+% of the TTT money that Test gets has gone in the last 6 to 8 months. Like
And
straight up.
the other 10% clearly went to buying you a Komodo.
Okay,
We'll
hold on a
talk
second.
we can talk about the Komodo in a sec, but in all seriousness, that's where like we're not interested in like here, Brave here, IOU here, Watchmen here, Rosita here. Like it just gets split up too many ways, and the money becomes then just
Ineffective. It's just like, okay,
ineffective.
here's
Like we
it's
spent
like-
over almost 2 trillion ISK so far in keep stars for this war, and we'll have more to go by the end of it. And that's not the kind of thing you can do on 20 bill a month. Like it just isn't. The way we use the funds is to support war and war activities, because that is the kind of alliance we are. That is the kind of coalition we are. We're not some dumb chuckle fuck coalition that gives all their money to their members because they want to be nice little dudes and help their little bros and be fair. We take our money, we put it in the fucking tanks, we put it in the airplanes, and we shove it down fucking Imperium's throat. That's what we do with the money. That's how we make our fucking impact.
I really love that.
When is that-
value.
Can I have
steal
some money
somebody
shoved down
else's
my
fucking
throat, please?
finger and then use it against them? That's not
It can be in the
how it
Chucklehead
works.
Alliance and give it to me. Fuck that.
So, and you bring up a really interesting point. There was a while back I was working on, I guess you call it an op-ed, where I was basically talking about the different schools of thought in evonomics, essentially. And it sounds like Test is on the side of evonomics where the money goes into the alliance, and then the alliance divvies it up or uses it.
Here's an easy example for you. At the start of this war, who had a larger Titan cache? Goons or Test?
Goons.
Oh shit.
Test. You know why?
No.
Because I spend my money on fucking Titans. That's why. And that is the kind of craziness. That is the kind of crazy answer that everybody thinks is like, Fucking goons should have way more Titans than test in their cache. But guess what? They don't. Because they spend it all on fucking stupid shit. Like 50 keep stars in Delve. And like just giving it to random members so they can buy fucking whatever the fuck they want. Like, that is the difference right there. Okay?
50.
Legacy should not have a bigger fucking Titan cache than the Imperium. That is fucking insanity. But that is the reality of the ground when this war started. I don't know what it's like now, because we've obviously put them in a corner. We said, hey, maybe you should wake the fuck up. But right now, that's how we started.
I don't know where you got that from, but someone really trolled you pretty hard this war.
No. I am happy to see pictures of your fucking Titan cache now.
I'm sure.
But when you started this war, how many Titans you guys think you had in your cache?
I don't think anybody's going to answer that question.
Right, because you didn't fucking have any. Mittani literally admitted in a fucking skirmish commander meeting that was leaked you had no fucking Titan cache, and that's not something you would ever admit to your fucking skirmish commanders. Like, you would never say that ever.
Unless you're trying to catch a fucking spy.
Yeah, I was going to catch spy. Guess what? You didn't catch the fucking spy, you retard. Like, how do I put
he
this?
said a hard R. That's a hard. Hey, we were just talking about attacking people with.
Okay, I don't care.
Personal attacks, bro.
So, don't be dumb, be smart. Because when you tell your fleet commanders we have no Titan cache, we will focus on replacement by ISK.
You've been parading around this idea that Test has a bigger Titan, fucking Titan cache for some time. Like,
why didn't you jump in today? That such a big Titan cache. Where are your fucking balls at? You want to throw some Titans down like an X47? He's like, oh, we got so many Titans, we'll lose 3-1. But guess what? Those fucking balls don't seem to be anywhere anymore. You're fucking standing in fucking Delph. Come to punish Delph because every fucking Titan counts now. Because you got fucking nothing. You're gonna get bitch slapped into fucking eternity. That's what's coming, boy.
Philly, no, it's not gonna happen that way. I'm sorry. Like it's gonna.
So I think the drum's been
like
rolling.
it's going to. It's not gonna happen that way, and you know.
No, it's not gonna happen.
I know. Like you get hyped up on this.
It can't.
Show and you start yelling and fucking.
It's Trash Talk Tuesday.
Like,
what the fuck are you here for?
I'm not here to sound like I'm a crazy person who just got hopped up on fucking like some crack rock and running around downtown screaming at everybody. Like
this is PG.
Yeah, it's completely incorrect.
Level of anger.
Can I put something out there? Mittens kept saying that, oh, well, this is an invasion. You're supposed to invade Delve. Okay, well, we're working on it. And he keeps going on his show. Oh, well, you got to invade. Where are you guys? You guys are being, you guys are pussyfooting around. It's like, no, we're not pussyfooting around. We're just doing it on our own timeline, and nothing any goon or Mittani says is going to make us change our timeline.
Unfortunately, it does take 24 hours for a Keepstar to anchor.
I mean, all respect to the man who's the biggest alliance in EVE and the biggest coalition by numbers, technically, until recently. But if he's gonna, my respects to him and my respects to everybody else. But do I see the leaders of these other alliances running around like headless chickens, or with "Born to Lose" stamped on their fucking on their chest, or tattooed onto their forehead? Fuck no. Things take time.
Yeah, we dropped 2 Keepstars sequentially in Quirius. Like we're trying as hard as we can, but we can only go so fucking fast.
Well,
when they don't contest us, it makes it a lot easier,
Well, to be fair, the difference between 1 and 4 and PZ was supposed to be a week. We did it in a day because nobody would fucking contest us. We're like, oh, we guess we'll just do it one day, save ourselves some time. Like,
but y'all were supposed to have fucking Supers and Titans in Delve 3 weeks ago. Like, I thought that was
is this like the mental level you guys are at where it's like, oh, Pro God said this thing, so that must be the thing. Let's fucking straw man him. We'll win on the straw man. That's how we do it. It's like, come on. Nobody expects us to like fucking go into Delve tomorrow. We're gonna take our time. We're gonna fucking cut you into little fucking itsy bitsy pieces of steak, and we're gonna fucking chew on our meal because that's how we enjoy it.
There's a lot of vegetarians that don't agree with your statement there.
Okay,
So
listen,
if
I
you could
apologize
be-
to the vegetarians. I apologize. That's
Well, in the first place, being a vegetarian is a big missed steak. So let's just get that out in the open.
I hate that.
Got him. Okay, well,
I will take.
Clearly,
a Voltron social roam into Delve tomorrow just so we can invade Delve.
Just remember, any Goon FC is welcome to come on here and try and spit some fucking fire back, but they're over there fucking cowering on their comms like, oh, fucking Billy, just saying shit. Let's send Bill in. He can take the hits for us. Where the fuck is Asher? Where is Jay? Get the fuck on here. Talk some shit. We're ready for you, bro. Speak
We'd
the
have to
word.
put it in the transparency thread, and that's just a lot of effort.
You don't do a lot of this war, Billy. You've led like 5 fleets.
Guess what? Every single one of those fleets has been fucking shoving nightmares or feroxes or eagles straight up your ass, and it's been beautiful.
So,
and I tell you what, I'll leave more, Toon, just to make it for you. Just for you, Bill.
Oh, okay, Billy, clearly you're a very no-frills leader when it comes to the finances. I was in Test. You are currently leading Test. Tell me about the Komodo. How did you get the Komodo, just to clear the record and settle the dust on this? Because clearly people think that you're, hucking money around, you're divvying it up, you're lining into a line,
so,
snorting
we're
it,
in the Komodo.
buying yourself a Komodo.
CJ Agnon owns a Komodo. He lends that Komodo to me in UALX. I jump it in, fight with it. CJ's a Chad. He's like, take it in, Billy. If it dies, it dies, as long as it lives gloriously. So I do. It doesn't die in ULX, cool. Later on, CJ loses that Komodo in 77S being a Chad. Later on, CJ does some bad things, ends up getting himself blacklisted from Test, gives the Komodo to Creature. Creature doesn't fly the Komodo. Eventually, CJ's like, Creature, give the Komodo to Billy so he can fly and die with it. I say, okay. Story.
I can confirm that because I knew CJ when I was in Test.
I'm pretty sure I heard the exact same damn story when I was in Test. So
I don't get it.
It's not like a very exciting story. Like, and
it's
why the
no
Komodo
frills.
thread was so like hilarious. It's like, we got Billy on this one. We're gonna get him now on his fucking skimming or something.
I think it was so hilarious because we knew that you were reacting this way towards it.
Reacting in what way? Like laughing at the patheticness?
Like screaming. Like,
dude, I'm not
raging.
screaming. I'm having fun going ham on you.
So
You're
loud
like backing
right now.
down like a bitch every
Such
time
loud.
somebody talks to you.
All right, Big Bill, I'm sorry, but you are literally saying this, but the Matani does this kind of shit literally every single week on the Meta Show.
Oh, somebody's asking in the chat.
It's wrong for him to do it. Okay for other people to do it. That's what you're saying.
No, but
right?
I'm having fun doing it with Bill to his face. Matani can't do it to his face. He would never come on a show with me anymore. I'm disinvited to the Meta Show. When I was friendly, I could go on the Meta Show every third week if I was willing to say the right things for Matani. But now, no.
Like, wouldn't even invite anyone here. Like a minor Brave FC, he couldn't even do that.
That's what
Blown
happens when
away
you
in
team up with
like
Omega, Billy.
Yo, Billy, how about okay? So is he still blacklisted from Test? People accusing the Komodo donation of being a bribe to get himself back in.
No, he's definitely still blacklisted.
There you go. Chat, that clears that up for you.
So let's talk for a second about because you brought up a good point. None of us in this channel, I don't think, would ever be allowed to go on the Meta Show, right?
Technically, I'm allowed on Theta Tuesdays.
So
the rest of us are nobodies. So yeah.
So
I don't know. They keep saying our names quite a lot for nobodies.
So basically, what they're doing is they're literally creating an echo chamber in their own little world. Now, what we do on this show and why this show is arguably one of the best shows that I've been a part of. Like, and I'm not saying that with any bias. I'm just saying it like it actually
part of.
It actually brings on people that maybe disagree with things, and they get to talk and get heated, and then there's fun things that are being said. I'm sure there's going to be clips, and oh my god, but that never happens on INN. Why do you think that is?
So I've got two things for you. One, there was that one time back in the very first the Casino War, World War B, whatever, where I did go on and I asked the Matani how he keeps the, I think it was like the pubic hairs on his face so neat.
Yikes.
Yeah, I'm never allowed back there ever again.
Well, that's a thing to say. Jesus.
Good
How
God,
many-
man. As for me, I believe I'm technically allowed on Theta Thursdays, but only if I lose to a fleet to the goons and feed my genopod. So we have to
here's the
see
thing, we
about
got
that.
people asking, like, isn't this an echo chamber? Yeah, this is a fucking echo chamber. It's my fucking echo chamber. The people
But if
that
you want
come
to
in,
come sit put in a different echo, come on in.
the people that come in, yeah, they're the people that echo some of the same shit that I say. But we've also got people here that completely disagree with me. Hey, watch this. Hey, Bill, diamond rats are an exploit.
Well, that's just like your opinion, man.
See? Bill just got visibly triggered when I said that diamond rats are an exploit. And that's what I
I'm
mean.
about to punch my monitor after you said that, because holy shit, what are you talking about? Like, actually, what the fuck are you saying?
Bill knows. That's all that matters, is that Bill knows. But see, that's the thing. This is a place where literally anybody can come on the show by being in the Discord and hopping in the Drag Me channel, except sometimes people sit in the Drag Me channel for a while and they don't get dragged in because I'm not paying attention. But that's what it is. And I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if it's somebody that disagrees with me. Villy doesn't care if it's somebody that disagrees with him. That's what the show is about disagreeing with each other and trying to prove the other person wrong. And it's super fucking fun. And if the Matani is listening right now, you should try it. You should try allowing opinions that are different than yours
He
into
does a
your
show that
echo chamber.
no. He does a show that he enjoys doing, right? So it's
I'm
okay
just
that
saying.
they can do it. They don't need to do a show like ours. They need to do the show like they want to do it, and that's fine. If you don't like it, don't watch it.
Redline,
It's
it's
the same
very,
here. If people don't like
it's
it,
very
what do you tell them?
authoritarian of you to try to instruct somebody how to do their show.
Come on, I mean, you gotta be fair.
Actually, there is an interesting point here because you almost can't risk Mitani to actually come across strong opposition anyway, because he's at such a pinnacle point within the group identity of Goonswarm and the Imperium as a whole. Like, for instance, I'm going to use you as an example here, Villy. If you came across someone on stream and they opposed you quite directly about your narrative or the things that you've done in the war, I suspect that in your case it wouldn't be an over tragedy if you made a fool of yourself, because, and I mean this in a respectful way, you're more casual in how you play the game that Mitani plays. Whereas Mitani, he has to maintain that facade over a much longer period of time. People lose confidence in him, lose confidence in the entire image of the Imperium. So it makes no sense to have people on who can challenge him in a constructive way, because it undermines everything they've tried to accomplish.
Also, it works. Why? That's a lot of things end up dying or ending because people try to make them or tries to fix them when they already work. Like,
it doesn't work because you guys don't even show up for fights.
What are you saying, Bill? That if he were to venture out of his comfort zone just one step, then everything could collapse. He's a walking corpse. Is his immune system compromised?
No, I don't know where you fucking got that from, but I'm just saying that the show gets the viewers on every weekend. Like, it works. I don't know. Why would you try to fix something that's not broken?
So I actually kind of agree with Bill on this one. Like, yeah, it works. Like, he gets views and he has fun doing it. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. But why? Like, don't be surprised when other people don't like that you're making fun of them and basically says, "Hey, we're gonna go rip your alliance apart." Like, it's a matter of why are you like you should have been able to like read the room and been like, "Hey, this is making a lot of people happy, but it's also pissing a lot of people off. I'm gonna keep doing it."
I mean, to be completely honest, I don't think that it's a real surprise. I think this is typical. This is like a cycle almost. It's like a natural Eve cycle every 4 years.
What was
So when
the
I
deal
saw
with the
you
emergency?
mention that, and I don't think that that's true, because 2 years ago, I don't recall seeing any of the same fuck goons posts that I'm seeing now.
I mean, during World War B, the first one, yeah, there was a lot.
It's not as toxic as this time.
Casino War, you mean?
Well,
it was
during
the same,
World War
it was the same
B1,
fucking narrative. Too.
everything was deserved.
Casino War, Billy. It was the same. It was the same fucking thread.
That's I don't know what the casino war is.
It was a war where the enemies against goons were funded by casinos of EVE Online.
Yeah, World War B.
Game.
I don't.
No, Riker, you're saying casino war in a weird way. I don't know what.
You see, you're saying casino, and I don't know what that is. I know about a World War B one.
Okay, let's
but
stop
no
talking about Casino War, World War B,
Yeah,
whatever.
we're not gonna.
But like during the Casino War, was that not all deserved though? Every one of the things that came up in the last, little phase here, people were like, "Well, that happened 4 or 5 years ago." Well, World War B1, all those things were like 2 months ago.
They were still pretty old back then. Like the whole Digi
Dude,
shit
literally
and everything.
during World War B1, like halfway through it, the Crash Kitty thing happened. Like, don't tell me that like it wasn't.
What's the Crash Kitty? Oh shit!
Literally,
this is gonna
Goon
start
members
another fucking
going on
thread thing.
some Eve chick streamer thing. Like, literally, she was an Eve streamer chick. Goon members fucking going on her stream saying like, "Ha ha ha!" Hope like, what were they doing? They were like putting donations like about her grandmother fucking dying and shit. Like, and then there was a forum thread on the Goon forums where people were congratulating each other on it. It was one of the most fucking disgusting things I've ever seen. Somebody reminded me about it when this fucking drama swirl hit, and I was like, "Oh fuck, I totally forgotten about that."
I'm gonna
Because
have
there's
to
so much
fucking look
bad
that up.
shit the Goons do.
I take it she no longer plays the game.
Oh fuck no! Oh, she absolutely does not.
Yeah, obviously
play the
she
game.
doesn't. I know. I'm just anyway, whatever.
Captain Obvious, cheers. Okay.
I mean, so to be fair though, like the Goons did deserve it because didn't SMA like try to scam one of the bankers? And that's how this whole thing kind of started off, and then the Mittani also
there was like a weird
started
fucking
talking
backstory.
shit about them and
I'm
stuff.
glad we're discussing ancient history here on a.
That the Goons deserved it. Like they literally did deserve it because they literally fucked over people
Yeah,
who had way more.
so they deserved it then, and they deserve it now. I think
No.
that's the moral of the story.
Oh, they deserve it now.
Whether they deserve it or not? I mean, does that have anything to do with anything?
So World War B1 started
Be vindicated?
due to reasons that were driven by a lot of the drama circling around the Imperium. World War B2 has started based more so around political realities and the failure to maintain relationships.
Can you dig into that a little bit more? The failure to retain relationships?
Maintain relationships, yeah.
That's the word you said. I knew that wasn't the word you said. You said that
You
one
know,
instead. Can you speak on that a bit? What do you mean by that?
Oh, there's so many things, man, over the years. I don't even know where to begin. But I know there's been a couple points where the Goons have basically like threatened us, and we were just like, okay, when you're the small guy, sometimes you take that and you go, I'll turn the other cheek because I'm the small guy, and that's the political reality we got to look for. But sooner or later, enough of those checks build up. The sooner or later, you're gonna fucking come cash them, and now we're cashing them.
Does this relate to the PEK dread bombing where Pittsburgh got kicked out?
Look at like shit on the meta. Look at shit on the meta show. Like, there's at least 3 or 4 shows that I can recall when Billy was invited on as a guest because he was friends, and the shit the fucking shit like the Kiss the Ring shit. There were a few episodes that were really cringy. And I was like, holy fuck! Like even I was like, there's no way this guy is gonna there's no way Billy's gonna stay friends with Goons forever. Like like it just I don't know the writing in my from my perspective, just watching those specific moments, I was like, the writing's on the wall, man. Like I wouldn't take that shit. I'd be like, okay, yeah, I'll take it for now, and then I'm gonna remember this shit. And for a second, I can fuck you over. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, so I'll give you some easy examples then, because Chad is saying these never happen. So we can talk about changing the rules in the exclusion zone so that all of a sudden we have to unanchor fucking Sotios, and then as was it Loki was saying, having the discussion on the fucking meta show about it, while Aerith is trying to call me out on it on like during TIS. We can talk about not being interested in fucking coming to invade PanFam with us at one point when we were trying to decide where the fuck we were going to go this year. We can talk about fuck, I had it 5 seconds ago.
I just want to point out I really appreciate the Goons not coming to invade PanFam this year. Thanks for that, guys. It's turned out really well for us so far. So thanks again.
We're actually we're distracted
When I'm
right
like
now.
asking Mittani where fucking the GEF is deploying this year for their incredible deployment to 2 regions away from where they live in their own space, and he's like, well, maybe it's fucking coming at you, and I'm like, oh, okay. You know, like shit like that just adds up over time. And bit by bit, you're like, I want to fucking destroy your alliance. And like, sure enough, if you put enough cards on the table, we'll fucking come do that.
I have a question for you, if you don't mind, Billy.
Sure.
If you were to sum up the conversations between Test and Goons in either an emotion or a couple of words, like how would you sum it up?
If I could, sorry, say that again.
If you could sum up the conversation, like the kind of conversations that Test and Goons had between each other in either an emotion or a few words, how would you sum it up?
I'm thinking
that's a weird one. I don't know, man. Like the relationship between Test and Goons has been super weird for a long time.
It's super weird since the very beginning of their relationship. Yes.
It's one of those things where it's like aside from like the one time where we ended up working together, ULXX47, where they didn't even do what we wanted them to do, or what they had agreed to be honest. You know, it's mostly been a relationship that has been rank with like stupid fucking pettiness and barely ever talking to each other, which is one of the reasons it fell through. You know, like here's an easy
It's
one.
all the way back to Montolio and Mittani. They had weird relationship. Then then it just kept progressing. Weirdness kept going back and forth ever for the whole entire relationship. It's been weird.
It's kind of like when.
And it feels weird from either side.
It's just kind of like when you break up with someone, but you can't afford to move out, and they can't afford for you to move out, so you just kind of stick together for a while. And you don't really like them, but you can't live without them. And then eventually you just set the house on fire.
Oh my god, did your mom survive?
Holy shit, dude.
Yo, but your mom didn't.
Ouch, man.
I'm
We're on
sorry.
live stream right now. Jesus.
Oh,
I thought
you
Brave
here.
were supposed to be nice people.
Yeah.
I'll give you a little kiss on the cheek to make up for it.
Don't worry, I'm
I better
probably set the
hear,
hate person.
I better hear the audible sound of a smooch right now, because that was harsh.
Moist cheek.
Oh, Bill, how's that make you feel? All warm and fuzzy?
I want one now.
Do what? What happened? I
Save
had
the
to go.
dog.
I gave you a nice kiss on the cheek to make up for it, Bill. I hope you enjoy.
He gave you a cheek smooch.
I don't know how.
Yeah, I don't really know
how
what
I feel
happened
about that.
now. Something changed a little bit ago, and this show was Anyways,
Like we're getting too touchy-feely here.
I don't know where we are.
Billy uses
at one
TTD
level,
money on Faction
and
Titans.
Billy came in and it changed to a different level. It's fun. I don't know. That's a good thing.
I hate this fucking spin. Listen, I'm an alliance leader. Well, I'm not even really. I'm just like a military leader. But like the reality is, this is a video game. We play this video game for fun. If you can't have some fucking fun smack talking each other, then perhaps the game is not for you. And with that being said, I am fully aware there's a line of like toxicity that I try to avoid, and others can't, obviously. But I'm always happy to like shit talk with people. And like if you go into like the TIS Discord or any number of like the general Discords, I'll talk to anybody, including goons and random people who want to ask weird questions, as long as they're not trolling 24/7. Like you know the openness you push out there is something that should determine the way people react to you. And to me, it's always been astounding that the Imperium has been so closed in and unwilling to like have that discussion to realize their faults, because there's so many of them, obviously.
Hold on a second, Bill. Why the fuck are people ragging him for a Faction Titan? Nobody rags a French goon director for owning Faction Titans, 2 or 3 AT ships and officer mods in all the slots. Nobody fucking rags him about it. Nobody rags you, Bill, for how many revelations do you have? 17 revelations. Nobody rags your best friend Kunmi for his 20 avatars.
I've got 8 pieces.
I get no one rags you for all your botting Nixons.
Oh yeah,
that you have
and
over in
I'm certainly
yeah.
not going to rag my guys and who own AT ships and tell them, oh yeah, you need to liquidate your 1 trillion-esque worth of AT ships for the Corp. Fuck no. Who's going to ask you? Is somebody going to ask you to liquidate your 17 revelations and share it out to all the other fucking
There's a brave guy of a Komodo.
Munchkins.
No
your
one's
brain shut
demanding
down.
he liquidate his.
I couldn't think of a good insult.
Speaking of which, there is now one less Dracuis Ford in the game. We are down one more faction.
Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
F for that, that sucks. I heard that there was another Fortizar that
I asked them
died
to do it, though. I
too.
begged for you on your side.
Yeah, rather than come fight us, the Goons went to Fountain to kill the Keepstar that
See?
we were, or the Fortizar that we weren't going to be defending.
And see that
regardless.
right there.
Oh, look, you did the same thing.
That's the same thing that happened on Sunday.
Defend it. So you guys are the ones who didn't show up for a fight. Don't.
Yeah, but we killed yours, you killed ours, and now it's you didn't defend. No, you didn't defend. You didn't come fight. You didn't come fight. You guys didn't come. You didn't even bring anything over here. You didn't even try. You're a coward. You don't undock. You don't do anything in this video game. You shouldn't even play. Just give up now.
Of sinners is just unbelievable.
What the fuck are you smoking, Redline?
I don't know. Did you pass him some of that shit?
When I passed it over, I thought you'd be okay, but Jesus.
Fucking put it up there.
Reaction. You see, Redline's had his FC tags removed because he can't lead 3 fleets a week.
I was trying to channel my inner Villy, and apparently I don't have very much Villy inside of me.
You got.
You have too much.
You can have a little if you want.
You're too effeminate. You're too effeminate for that.
Your voice is nice and effeminate. You know what I'm saying?
Jesus.
We haven't heard any Valley Girl here either.
Valley Girl. Where's the Valley Girl?
Anything...
Billy's trying to find him a prison buddy is what's happening here.
And you got a real pretty mouth on you, Redline.
Oh my God, Billy, stop.
Hey, Redline?
What the hell?
That wasn't a Valley Girl. That was a basic white
all
bitch,
kind
okay?
of weird, like instantly.
Trashy.
The poll,
Trashy.
The poll voted.
Trashy
Okay?
talk
The
these
poll
days.
voted, and I had to do it for the Twitch chat.
What are you?
I just
for Twitch
a little
chat?
bit.
Like,
Are you kidding me? I am not participating in no September. I am literally 100% invested in making sure this Twitch chat subscribes to Trash Talk Tuesday with
Don't
Amazon
do it.
Prime for free.
It's not worth it.
Sound like Buffalo Bill in my ear, dude.
Billy
I
does
hope
the best fucking promo stuff for that out of anybody here. When he does that at the end, that is fucking hilarious. He's so good at that.
Does what?
At doing the subscribe here, subscribe now. There's his little rants when he does. Very, very funny.
Yeah, I should have gone back and like clipped that so that I could just have it whenever I do the shout outs, and Billy's just like, yeah, I got nothing. Because I do that, and I always ask Billy last, and I want him to like do the thing, and then he just is like, yeah, I got nothing for you. Sorry, dude. I'm like, okay. But anyways, what were we talking about? I'm lost.
All the things he's gonna get. I think.
I don't know, man. I just want to talk about like the changes to the video game. Honestly, you know the changes to the video game.
What changes to the video game? What do you think this is? Talking in stations?
The cores.
Change the abyss, dude.
Oh yeah, the big break everybody's ESI. Yeah, fucking delightful.
Okay, so listen, those cores are literally meaningless. Okay, 100% meaningless. They mean nothing in the grand
they're
scheme
actually
of things.
currently like toxic pill or something. If you actually plug one in, it screws up all your ESI endpoints, so your structure management programs basically fail.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a literal poison pill.
From them for this one. I think we should get something for Christmas from them.
But
like, I still have my boot.
Has TCP declared that as a exploit yet? If you transfer.
I mean, I doubt it because if you're
I know Goons, as soon as I saw your message, you turned off accept structure transfers. I think we did as well. Like it's just, you just say don't accept structure transfers unless you have a reason to do so, and ta-da, you're done.
Yeah, I mean, if you accept structure transfers, like they would argue that you're willing to accept that, just like you're willing to accept, if it's a high sec corp or something, that corp is going to get war decked once they have a structure transferred to them.
By the way, did we not talk about like the most crazy thing that happened this patch?
What happened?
They fucking increased the size of the fucking Aeon.
Yeah, it's like, did somebody fat finger a number?
Like,
dude, who
I don't know what
Aeons, man.
The thickening.
Well, I do one right now. And I'm like, this thing's like 3 times the size it used to be. Like, where did this come from?
No, they had said a while back that they wanted to resize them to the trigger's been pulled. Huh? I did not know that.
Do the
Bunny was
Wyvern.
being funny or like
too, right?
Or maybe they do one a month or something. I don't
Yeah,
know.
but the Nyx is like a mag. It's like, is this a Magus or
I'll
is this?
take the Knicks out of the game. Actually,
Is
that's
this
what I
a
heard.
magus?
Jeez, that's massive.
They could have just done right. They could have just built the other half of the fucking thing and then
Like it's strange because the Aeon actually look way better now.
Dude,
Like I'm
please
looking
tell
at
me,
one.
do you know the
You can see
lore?
Aeons as they Imperium, or they finished killing the fort now, but it just looks so much sexier now. It's crazy.
Do you know the lore behind why Aeons are unfinished?
Oh, but I bet
They're not-
Asterothi could tell.
That's the way they work.
So, and I'm probably gonna butcher this, but I'm gonna tell you because I think it's super interesting. So it's essentially that there's like a capital ship building code, and the rule is that a ship can only be a certain size.
This better not be a dumb fucking joke.
It's not a joke. It's not a joke. So there's the lore of it is that there's a rule for how big capitals can be, and if the Aeon would have been fully built, it would have had too much material and broken the rule. So they couldn't build it as big as they wanted to. So it's unfinished. That's real.
Much like most of Eve is unfinished.
Paper push.
So
dude.
make that because I'm calling bullshit.
I mean, what you? That's I didn't come up with that. I read it somewhere. I don't remember where I read it, but it was probably Reddit where I read it.
The lore says that it's built in half because it's supposed to go into the field of battle and quote unquote it's supposed to die gloriously on the field of battle and it will meet its other half in the next life.
Oh, is that what it
Oh,
says?
okay, that makes.
Yeah, that's what.
So basically, CCP have been fucking shit up since the game's inception. Then pretty much.
They come up with great ideas, start to implement them, and then don't finish them.
Yes, one half of it exists in reality, and the other
shit.
half.
We got another Condi tag in the chat, boys.
Was it Mittens? Oh, it's not Mittens.
No, it's.
Oh,
I'm just fucking with you, Redline. I came up with that off the top of my head.
You thought that was real.
I mean, it
TF.
seems
reasonable.
Seems
Reasonable.
like a good reason.
I don't know, man. There's guys that like sip the Kool-Aid and like are unwilling to like say that red is red, and then there's guys that sip the Kool-Aid and like are like, yeah, red can be green if you paint it green. Like,
And then there's some of us are colorblind. We have no fucking idea.
Then there's the Kool-Aid Man.
How much sugar? How much sugar do you put in your Kool-Aid? I gotta ask.
I don't think you gotta.
What sugar?
I'm the fucking Sager. How many times do I have to say this? That I don't drink my own product. You're not supposed to do the own shit that you
Oh,
do.
yeah, don't get high in your
I
supply.
make
That's
my
right.
own shit and I drink my own shit. So you
Get
know,
high in your own supply, dude.
yeah, it's the best.
Yeah.
Okay, Scar told us don't do. Oh no, it wasn't even him. It was his boss, wasn't it? Lopez.
So, Cryo, we've dragged you into the channel here. Do you have things that you'd like to talk about?
I was actually going to come back you up on that Aeon size thing. It's capital proliferation rules, according to the law. So you are correct.
Hell yeah,
So-
dude!
What even is Eve lore? Like,
Come on.
this game doesn't have a story.
Yes,
So-
it does.
I'm a massive nerd, as we all are. We play EVE Online, and I read all the law shit ages ago when I was bored out of my mind. And yeah, so they had like all the like Empire alliances are like when you build a super carrier, it can only be a certain tonnage, and so they built an Aeon up to that limit, and then they were like, oh, we can't actually build it. So now they've designed it so that big dome side is supposed to face towards the enemy and protect your fighters as they launch and come back.
Isn't that shit wild?
That's really a serious question in his CSM role. Do you, Billy? Do you think that they will adjust those prices of the cores?
for me to give an answer, that would be in.
Would it? Okay.
I can't.
Sorry,
really
I
say,
didn't.
But yeah.
Go. Yeah.
Do you think they should?
Hey,
True, I
I
was
think you've
just
said
curious
that
if-
already. Whether you think they
Yeah,
should.
he did already answer that.
Do I think they should? No. Or yeah, I think they should. Like in my opinion, I think the cores are way too fucking expensive. I've said that publicly many times.
Yeah, I knew you said that in public. I didn't know if you thought they were gonna, but I realized now as I said the question. You're right. That's an NDA thing. Sorry.
So basically, CCP are perpetually always looking for ISK things they found a really cunty one, and they'll just probably run with this until there's enough bedlam on fucking Reddit, and then maybe they'll revisit it. But
I think you should definitely get all your news from Reddit, though. That's a good.
Upset that they did it after we.
I mean,
200
CCP or
farmer
generally, or
structures.
at least. Sorry, Sandern, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, I was just upset that they implemented this change shortly after we killed 200 simple farmers structures. They could have picked more convenient timing.
Here's a radical idea. You only need quantum cores to anchor structures you don't own an iHub in.
No. No. I like the implementation of it. I think it's cool that they're adding, more requirements onto putting structures in space, and I definitely think that it's super cool that they're going out of their way to try to make players as poor as possible in the game EVE Online.
Pretty much,
Because
I
that is the most conducive way to get someone to continue participating in your product, is to make it miserable for them to participate in said product. So
when you shoot for like rich fucks in nullsec, right? And like those are the people you want to make poor. Like everyone else kind of just gets like decked pretty hard. The only
yeah, so
problem
you got people with a trillion ISK, and you're like,
Right.
okay, CCP's like, I gotta take the ISK from these trillionaires. And then you got someone like me who's sitting on a solid $1.5 billion, and it's just
Get that much?
Where's my
Yes.
money? Where's
But
my
low
money?
level
What do I
Welcome
do?
to the game.
expensive. Like a Raitaru 700 mil for the core. That's more than the hull. Like any random high sec Care Bear that just wants to pop down a Raitaru, they can't do that now because just two guys who actually have PvP'd before in their life will come kill the structure and loot their free hit 700 mil.
I think you're onto something here, Redline, in terms of reducing the ISK is actually going to disproportionately impact like the people with less money and less ability to make it. Because money makes money, but welcome to the game, little newbie. It's going to take you 10 hours to rat up to buy your first battleship. Well done.
Dude, 100%. Every single change that has been made to the game in an attempt to affect larger groups has disproportionately affected people who are smaller, poorer, and weaker, and less structurally sound than it has impacted the big groups.
How
And
come when I
really
or my
don't
people say
know.
that?
What I agree with you. It's just
yeah,
like
mine-
last night I was trying to have a conversation in 1DQ with my old friends in the Goon Swarm, and someone was like, "Oh, FRTs, botters," and I was like, "Yeah, but you're using a graph from like a year and a half ago." And then I literally said, point for point, if you want to talk about botters, get more recent statistics, you'll probably find that Frat, AOM have a bigger representation on that list, and Ranger Regiment too. And then somebody came and shot me up, like, with
And
words.
then you're like, come on my show and talk about it then, bro.
Hold on a second.
Oh, Bill,
Speaking of
you're
bots,
like,
Oh god, no! I said the word. I said.
God
damn it, Rich!
It's over.
Rich,
You
you're
set
like
him off.
Rich.
Have
You're
you
like
seen
Pee Wee
you've seen the
Herman with
recent-
the secret word. You said the secret word.
Here comes Sherlock Holmes.
You've seen the recent event where CCP were teleporting bots and
Hell yeah.
into high sec.
we all
Have you
do.
researched the background of some of
been
these
doing it
bots?
for a while.
No, I haven't. But I saw that like 6 Goon Rorquals and 3 Goon Supers.
Yeah, Russian goons.
Okay.
If we're gonna
No,
take that comparison, though, to be fair, most of them have been countered by goons.
I mean, there's a war going against the goons right now. You have to support the fucking narrative that's keeping everybody logged in and paying the subscription fees.
Let's be honest here. The reality is the CCP is not teleporting Gilas or Ishtars, or I don't know what people actually bought in Myrmidons. They're
Big ticket items.
They're teleporting. They're
PI.
teleporting the big ticket items, right? And for the most part, those big ticket items were much more likely to be botting in very secure areas under large umbrellas, right? So, while the botting may not be proportional as it seemed during these teleporting events, it is what it is, right?
And so the one thing that you see in these is that, so I was just reading what people were saying about these bots that were dying, and these are bots from like 4 years ago. They've been in NPC Corps for 3-4 years, which means this is in terms of EVE, it's ancient fucking history, right? Like, why even bother at that point? But then also you can't really bring the recent bots in because then you can make that the catalyst for a player war, and then CCP's like, a sandbox. You know, it's kind of a double-edged sword.
I didn't really like the event. It's a token gesture to me.
It's fun.
done-
It's fun
it's better than
content to watch on TV. Is what it is.
Awesome.
It's theater for sure, but I don't think it doesn't indicate that anything's actually being done. It's just theater and theatrics to me.
It's bread and circuses for the
Yeah.
anti-botters, really, when you're thinking about like that's all it is. It's not actually doing anything fundamental to remove ISK from the game or remove botting from the game.
And if anybody thinks I'm bread and circus about this, absolutely fucking not.
But it's a very
I am not.
That's the thing. It's a very visible event, right? People saw
it's
the thing
high
going
visibility,
on.
gets a lot of publicity.
It does show that they're doing something. It may not be that they're not. That's not the item that's doing things, obviously of any meaning. But it's like having an advertisement. The big flashy thing gets you. Oh, look, they are doing something. It is a good idea.
But me
It's like-
personally, I have
Repeat,
never. Well, I probably have said it, but I don't like openly say things like CCP doesn't do enough about bots, because realistically, like, what are they gonna do? Like, I posed this question to Richard Richmond a while back to find me a game that didn't have any bots in it, and he says old school RuneScape didn't have
No, not old school RuneScape. Hold up. No, 2011 RuneScape, not
Okay,
old school.
Because no one plays it.
That was 9 fucking years ago, Rich.
Well, they put in.
That's old school, bro.
Okay. They put in some serious gestures to prevent botting. You couldn't even freely trade things between you and your friends anymore. That's how serious they went. The problem is, well, yeah, they went all the way.
They turned the game into shit, right?
When,
and then they had to change it back.
I like the game back then. They eventually changed it back for various reasons. It fucking destroyed the game again.
Well, they changed it back because not playing the fucking game anymore.
The problem is to fight botting and real world trade or RMT, you have to literally focus the game around it.
Right now,
you have to.
Correct. You have to like they would have to basically say, okay, we're going to completely and fundamentally change the game, the way the game works.
Every
right?
system, every tiny system in Eve, every tiny mechanic will have to be pretty much dedicated to fucking over anybody who wanted to bot or RMT. And it's not easy.
I'm pretty sure if you want to bot hard enough, like you're probably able to get around it anyway. Like,
but so right now,
change it, but, like, you probably find another way to do it. Like I'm just saying, like it's probably possible.
Right now, there are likely 0 games that are online that don't have some form of a cheater in it, and those cheaters will go undetected for a time. Yes, they might eventually get banned, but they're not banned now, and they won't be banned quick enough for them to not have an impact on at least one other person in the game, which
but these
absolutely
games
sucks. But here's the thing, though, is that what you have to look at, and I'm sorry, I'm grandstanding right now because I have to. I have to stand strong in this because I used to be a botter in World of Warcraft, and I understand how lucrative botting can be. And
His eyes just started twitching.
The desire to cheat in a video game never goes away. It's like smoking cigarettes. I want to cheat every day. I'm cheating in Factorio right now.
Oh no, I 100% understand that. When I'm dicking around in a single player game, sometimes I'll load up Cheat Engine and I'll just like give myself dark mode for a bit, and then it almost ruins the regular game for a while until I get back into the swing of it. Like it completely tips the the time effort scale, and your brain just doesn't like going back.
That's why I don't ever cheat, is because it kind of ruins the game for me whenever you start.
See, and I don't, and that's what happened to me in Satisfactory. Like I was playing that game, I cheated in it, and then it ruined it. I couldn't get myself away from cheating in it, and I don't play it anymore, which sucks. But anyway, that's beside the point. The point is that.
Well, Redline, the thing is, these games, these bosses don't end up taking up, how do I say, a quarter of the fucking regions in the game.
Okay.
They don't. They don't.
I was
turn these places
having
into wastelands.
I was having a conversation with Scrapyard attendant, in this very Discord the other day who was saying similar things to what you're saying right now. And I'm going to tell you the same thing that I told him. Because if you don't like that somebody is holding a vast region of space or several regions of space, you are more than welcome and more than empowered to come and take it away from them. Because the one thing that I know about EVE robots is that I've never seen one that PvPs. I've never seen one that doesn't warp away. I've never
That's not
seen
the-
one that doesn't warp away when it's threatened.
Some of them have started shooting back, like the Gila bots.
Yeah, these bots are actually programmed to go after anything that tackles them. It's I guess safety mechanism. So that's why there's very rarely you can find them tackled on site, because they go after anything that tackles them first. That's part of the program.
And another big thing about bots in EVE Online is that they do take all of the infinite ISK that is available in the game. And I understand that there's a problem with bots. But I swear to God, it's not my job to fix it. It's not your job to fix it. And I will forever maintain that it is CCP's job to fix it. 100%.
Yeah, this
That's
shit.
classic.
Skewy Don fella in chat was talking about how we were our leadership was asking us not to go around and report our own guys or spam report our own guys because people actually in the alliance go, oh, somebody's in this haven taking up all these havens, they must be botting. Report their own fucking guys, and then like you don't want to get somebody banned for no fucking reason at all.
Hold it.
To be
Actually,
fair, the direct quote was, "Don't report goons because it's goon fucking." It wasn't like if there was a different motive to it, like you're actually gonna fuck with somebody that maybe isn't botting, it wasn't very properly displayed.
I mean, it was pretty straightforward. Just don't.
Also, just because you
Whatever
report a
lanes.
bot doesn't mean that they just automatically ban them, right? They do a review, so it's like.
Hold it. I believe I've asked this with Cryo, and it turns out that directive, the no goon fucking directive, you are allowed to go around reporting bots in goon space if you are in Goons One Federation, apparently.
Yeah,
So,
it's objectively part of the rule set. It's if you think there's a bot, report it. No one's gonna like tell you otherwise. I think it's the case of when you start a witch hunt over bots is when someone might get a bit weird. And at that point, if like it says if you think someone's a bot and you have a shit ton of proof, kick it up the chain. We have people who and the lines to do
you
it.
have Wibla. You have
Go
Wibla.
and go, hey Whippler,
Who is
there's a
still,
problem.
to me, the most terrifying person in the
Oh,
world.
if you like, you tell Wibbler, and then Wibbler's Titan suddenly gets another kill mark. You know.
Yeah, and it's
so there you have it,
terrifying.
gentlemen. If you suspect a bot, go ahead and go into a travel scepter and go around the regions, and you are free to report them.
But here's the thing, Rich. How much success have you had in reporting goon bots to goon diplos?
I actually tried to contact Initiative Diplo about Initiative bots in their space. I got absolutely no fucking response whatsoever. I've tried reporting. What? No. This was Initiative. This was Initiative. Initiative Associates.
No, I'm asking, what did you get from the Diplo that you told?
The Bastion Diplo. I don't recall if I did.
She said, "Thank you. I'll look into it."
I didn't ever got a reply back with what you did.
Which I feel
Did
like
you just
this
say
is
it
more
was me,
bullshit.
you dumbass? Please tell me you just said it was me, you dumbass.
Well, shit,
Is that what you just said,
I never got a follow up. I never got a follow up to my knowledge.
Care of it.
I love
Well,
self-fulfilling prophecies.
Anyway, I tell you what, I did contact a frat diplomat about a botting corp in Azure Citizen. I got a response not even 1 day later. The entire corp got kicked out, and recently he kicked out another corp. Like frat responds real fucking quick to it. It's
because frat's
You
been
see
neg
what?
walleted more time than
Yeah,
anybody.
You're like fucking.
God bless.
as
I
much as-
love
yeah,
fraternity. I love the
God-
people in
yeah.
frat because they're so fucking. They fight for everything, like, and
Swallow it,
nobody
like my
can
credit
really.
card.
nobody can really deny that they fight for everything. Like I brought a fleet of fucking what was it, like Taloses and random shit, and they fucked my face in like hard. And I respect the hell out of them for that. But like shit, man, they've gotten messed up more times than anybody can count.
I feel like CCP needs to hire more GM just to float around space and detect the bot.
That would involve CCP spending money, which they don't want to do.
As for my success reporting bots, Redline, well, considering I started reporting bots towards the later end of last year until now, I've got 161 emails on my email for reporting bots.
But her emails.
But Rick's emails.
Yeah, I pretty much.
Well, that's actually pretty impressive.
Yeah, I'm averaging at least 2 bots reported every day for my entire EVE career at this point.
Hey, wait a second. Wait a second. I need everybody in this Discord channel right now to give a huge cheers to Sheltark on 3. 1, 2, 3. You guys are the fucking worst. Absolutely the fucking worst. Cheers raid on the stream. Fucking cheers motherfucker. Cheer fucking za. Look, I don't care. I don't care who you are, and I don't care what the topic was. The EVE Online streamer, fucking Sheltark Kaskari, is the fucking man. That dude is my shit. I love him. That is
the man who raids your stream just as the podcast comes to a close. Actually,
who said it's coming to a close?
Absolutely, he's here for the after show. He don't fuck around. He comes straight for the after show.
Look, there's
Let's play Among
230
Us again.
There's 230 people watching, and 200 of them are here for us playing Among Us. Like, let's be honest here. That's why everybody's here.
I literally bought that game just to play with y'all this time.
Yeah, we're gonna play it, and I guess so. Rain bailed. She was supposed to talk about Eve Echoes since she's the only person I know that really plays it.
Bad game. That's my review of Echoes.
But there was apparently a huge fight in Eve Echoes, which I think is super cool because there were 500 people.
There she is.
Oh hey,
Rain,
and
Eve Echoes, tell us.
Reportedly, in this fight of around 500 people, there was no tie-dye because Eve Echoes can handle multi-threading.
It also
confirm?
doesn't have tie-dye yet. But yeah,
Doesn't
it
need
does.
it. Or...
It's better, but there's some things that are kind of laggy. That's obnoxious.
Oh hey, welcome back, by the way.
I haven't paid much attention to Eve Echoes, but the one thing that did cross my timeline was that you were functionally immune to getting tackled by autopiloting, and I found that fucking hilarious.
That is
correct. That was like I don't think people really expected that.
Well, can you autopilot? You autopilot so fast, but you could be tackled like warping away from a gate, right?
Yeah, well,
Apparently
there was an
900
issue where if you had clicked warp, so your ship was going to a line to warp, and then someone pointed you, you still just warped. It was kind of broken.
That sounds lame. So, anyways, tell us about this fight. What was happening? What was the point? Do you?
I have no idea. Like, I don't
Oh.
do any of that.
Oh shit.
There was the first player built structure is now in the game. There's
Ooh.
2 actually. One is in Declan, one is in Cloud Ring.
What
Where are these structures?
What? They look like Asher houses.
Oh.
What kind of structure is it? Oh, is it not
yeah,
an Astra house?
Yeah, it looks just like a mirror of an Astra house.
What's it called?
I don't really know. I think I just call them player structures because I'm afraid of getting the name wrong.
Is it a Shasta Rus?
No, they use the same terminology and name and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Is it like
So
a player-owned structure?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what she said. So apparently the fight was Genesis Federation versus a bunch of alliances, and it was in Esoteria. Can you imagine fighting
they
in
fight.
Esoteria?
There's a lot of them that fight in Esoteria for some reason. I don't get it.
So is
Why
there
don't
like
you
a
get it?
Is there like a SOV map for Eve Echoes? Does anybody
No,
do that?
Zov
Is there
doesn't exist. Zov doesn't exist. So for some reason, all these people try to claim space and they don't own any Sov.
So
It's like
they
this
just
weird
claim it
flex.
by like, hey, look, this is my block. Don't come on my block or we'll kill you
Yeah.
type shit?
Yeah. So my alliance like lives in Branch, and there's an alliance that lives in Declan, and they're like, well, we want Branch, and we're like, okay. So they just show up and like station camp and do nothing else, but they station camp for like an hour, and then just like sit there and do nothing, and then they're like, oh yeah, dude, we're winning this war, and we're like, what war? You're not doing anything. So it's kind of weird.
So what you're saying is that the narratives in Eve Echoes follow the narratives in Eve Online.
Yeah. It's interesting too, because I think the Echoes player base is a lot more short-sighted. So they already said there's been like quote unquote a big war, but the big war really isn't been anything, right? Because you had 3 weeks or a month to do it.
Maybe it's not EVE Online on PC that's a bad game. It's just EVE Online as a concept.
That's probably accurate.
It's like a high-sec war in a mobile game.
Barrel Roll Champion in the chat says, I'm from Eve Echoes and fuck Eve Echoes.
Nice, dude.
The only other part of Echoes is we already like speed ran the fuck goon drama in record time. Like within a week, we had a goon schism.
Nice.
And it's
Yeah,
just
I saw that.
Was that even real goons, or was that like
No.
fake goons?
So it was organized on SA, but it was just some random dude that like didn't even have an SA account, or he had one really recently, and he agreed to set up all the IT infrastructure. And then they're like, "Oh yeah, he's doing all that. Let's make him alliance leader as well." And then he started like cranking up the tax rate, and everyone's like, "Well, fuck that guy." And there you go. That's the speed run analysis that I know of. It's real fucking stupid. But it's just, yeah, let's invite this random guy with no connection to like the SA forums. Not that there's much connection currently, considering most of the membership's Karma Fleet. But you know,
We're read
still a
about
bit
it
weird.
here about our forums.
Hey,
Yeah.
can I join the Goon Eve Echoes group?
Maybe. I like
Oh, you're running great.
probably.
Do
You're blacklisted, Redline. Sorry.
Do blacklists from Eve Online carry over into Eve Echoes?
Well,
Absolutely.
I think people tried to tag Mittens to get him into the Eve Echoes thread for some reason. He just said, I don't give a fuck. So no, I don't think the blacklist would apply.
Oh, great. Okay. Well, then I'll have a look for your group in the Eve Echoes when I log in next week. I'm scheduled to play Eve Echoes in like a week and a half or so.
Your secretary set that up for you?
That shit? That's weird.
Oh yeah, I want a knowledge bomb about the Goon Swarm, by the way. The RMOC Discord, the largest corporation in Discord's whatever, its server violates the Discord TOS. It uses NSFW reactions and emotes in non-NSFW mark channels and servers.
You just took that thing single-handedly.
Anyways, so
Crack swarming.
Just
crack
want to
swarming.
throw that out there.
Appreciate that. Thank
you. So what we are going to do now, because I think we've run the gamut on all of the topics that I wanted to talk about tonight. Does anybody else have anything they want to add to the discussion, or
Yeah,
we...
Redline. I'll do
Go.
a shout out. Eventually, I think Trash Talk, maybe not Trash Talk Tuesday, but this channel at some point, we'll do like an Eve Echoes talk show or version of Trash Talk Tuesday. I have no idea what that'll look like since, yeah, but.
Did you guys cover the Polygon article at all?
Stop.
Which one?
What
Stop.
Polygon article?
That article was literally the worst.
Yeah, but can I just
read the whole thing and I couldn't stop because I was just like, wow. Wow.
Yeah, I didn't read much of it, but I'm just happy they used my network. So
What'd you say, Billy?
I said I worked with Mittani, apparently.
didn't hear you there either, man.
I said I worked for the Mittani, apparently.
And then he fired you.
Yeah.
I don't get it either. Like that just makes no sense.
Where did that? Yeah.
Well,
Maybe
I chatted with him, but like a lot of the things came off. I don't know, like it's weird. I guess I don't know if
just
the
bad
terminology
writing.
just didn't transfer well. Or, well, like he said, it was a play. I wasn't played. I was on training. And I'm pretty sure I explained that correctly to him. But and like there's a bunch of other stuff. Like there's a lot of nuance to the situation, and I think it just sounded better that way.
I think it's well written for someone that doesn't play Eve, but for people that play Eve, are like, oh, this is bullshit. Like on the surface,
God,
it looks.
let's not get into the ethics of games journalism.
He tried to do a good job, and I'm sorry. Like it's he had both sides. He talked to Matani, he talked to me. He's trying to put together a piece that's made for the general audience, not for the Eve audience.
Valid point. It's a valid point. All right. Well, I'm gonna grab a bottle of water, and we're a little bit over our mark. So what we'll do, we'll go from top to bottom. I'm gonna let you guys organize yourself on your shoutouts. These are the Trash Talk Tuesday final thoughts for the evening, and then afterwards, yes, we will be playing Among Us with anybody who wants to play. We'll give you a code and everything so you can come and join us. So we'll start off with Rich. What you got for us, Rich?
Well, I just like to go ahead and shout out that my corp, Wagons, does have a Eve Echoes group organized by the most venerable Rabbi Adam Deathstroke, and we do invite you to join should you play Eve Echoes.
Okay, great shout out. Perfect. All right, go ahead and run down the list, y'all.
Okay. Just want to, just as a comment, like, make sure that you have more hobbies than this game, please. Like, don't make this your only hobby, because if you do, then you're gonna burn yourself out. Besides that, come Saturday, something kind of spicy will happen in Delph, so you'll see.
Sandra.
Drool,
Is it
right?
my?
Go ahead,
Yeah, it's
Desmond.
you, Sandrine. I'd like to just shout out Villy for sending Brave our weekly rations. We're only going to have to starve 3 members of leadership this week, so we're going strong. Going strong. We're getting great value from the TTT, and Diva is recruiting new recruit Redline X Triple I cinema recruit right before the show. So
I wonder if that's true because I didn't log in.
I fucking yeah. I sent you an invite.
Redline, join Brave. Come on, buddy. You can be an FC in Brave.
Yeah, it's not like there's too many FCs in Legacy yet.
Will you guys, will you guys take away my FC tags for not playing Eve?
We embrace AFK FCs. In fact, our executor is AFK.
Oh, okay.
AFK leadership.
He's the one that we choose to starve most weeks.
What about an alpha tune? Oh my god, I said
Fuck
tune
it.
unironically. Kill me. Okay, continue the final thoughts. I've got to go somewhere. I've got to eat some soap or some shit.
I want to give shout out to Shadow Tomorrow, Sandrin, Villy, all the other dudes in Legacy who I fly with, who come on my fleets and who do the strat ops. It's been a lot of fun. For Brisk and Lagoon SCs who do show up and who do fight and give good fights, it's always a lot of fun to see you all at the field, Riker.
I'd like to shout out Travis Kakira for coming back. Maybe he can avenge his Titan. Well, not his Titan, but the Titan he lost that belonged to someone else. Yeah, Concordiate's recruiting.
Shout out to my local skate shop for delivering a new skateboard overnight. That was pretty rad. I'd actually like to thank Redline for talking about mental health issues quite candidly. It takes a lot to talk about it, and I respect it a lot.
It was an accident.
Yeah, but it still takes a lot to talk about as someone that also suffers from similar things. So I do respect it. Yeah, shout out to those guys. Most of the skate's still there. The skateboard's really rad. Bill.
Yeah. Hey, so just want y'all know, roll tide.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
Kind of cringe.
Roll, and appreciate everybody looking out for the better goon kind.
Crickets.
I support him. Thank you very much, Bill.
That's how you said that. I support him.
Cringe. All right, moving on.
I'd like to I know I'm a bad person and me evil and I'm such a jerk, and I didn't really mean to call you out there, Redline. So I apologize for that. Other than that, that's all I got.
Okay, neat.
Well, I was discussing your issue, and I was trying to make it sound like it's your fault.
I get you. Oh, it's all good, dude. All good.
I'm gonna shout out Dreadbomb the Alliance. My corp just joined this week. Looking forward to fun times ahead.
Cool.
That's all I could say. Iridia, are you kidding?
Okay, Rain.
Well, shout out to you guys for doing this. It's been great. Shout out to Eve Echoes. Super fun.
Goddamn, Brain, stop being so excited. Fuck.
Press X it out.
Oh shit! I'm not going next. Roxas, what's up? You have a shout out for us?
A shout out to the Matani for being a good leader.
Here.
Cricket.
Eba.
Yeah, you gotta
Long
say,
live Sandrin.
You gotta say Peebo when you say the Matani's name. Like, come on, that's Goon 101, man.
No.
Sager.
Where do I start? Sad times for Fountain Frank not being on the show. You know, him and his ability to continually screw up HiSec and all the war decks and everything else is just, yeah. But on top of that, shout out to all the Habit guys and shout out to everybody else in the war deck community. And that's all I got. Oh, and Redline 3 times a week.
I can't do it anymore.
Yeah, yes, you can.
I'm immune.
You're-
I'm immune to it.
You're not FC script, dude. That's all you gotta
The
do.
fuck did you just say, Dom? Did you say join us and you can? Is that an invite? You invited me to join the Bastion?
No, to a Banana Republic.
Did you leave the Bastion? I'm confused. All right, carrying
know.
on. Silva, you haven't said anything the whole time you've been here. You want to change that?
Yeah, I've just been listening to the show, and I'm glad I kind of popped on. And I want to apologize on my behalf for not saying much, but also kind of like having my prejudged notions of the show, and those have been changed. It's thoroughly entertaining, and I just want to give a shout out to my friends in 4S and Habit number 1.
Just say, because of the show, it's way worse than I thought.
That would be ideal.
I have to say one thing. I have to ask my friend to breathe because he keeps forgetting to breathe. His name is Mono.
I've had Mono before.
Is he now breathing manually?
I hope so.
Can he feel his tongue?
I don't know.
Is he now blinking manually?
I hope so.
Is he now aware of his nose and his like peripheral vision?
Are we gonna play Among Us?
What the fuck is happening right now? Jesus.
Yes, we are. We're almost
Billy
done.
needs to-
Billy needs to do his shout out, and then we're gonna play Among Us. Well, I'm gonna do a shout out, and then we'll play Among Us.
I'm gonna give a shout out to anybody. I think I'll give it out to Big Bill this week. He takes the banter like a champ, and he kind of gets left out to dry here by the rest of the Imperium Reddit brigade, and I think he does a good job sometimes. So shout out to Big Bill, taking it like a champ.
I don't know how to respond. You can't use this reverse psychology on me. This is not something I'm used to.
It's not reverse psychology. Like,
I
think
know
about it.
it's not reverse psychology,
think
Redline.
about
I'm
it,
being
right?
funny.
Think
Well,
about
Bill
it.
doesn't respond well.
Piece, Bill.
He doesn't respond well to positive reinforcement, right?
Bill, you got a pretty mouth. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Well, pretty mouth then.
I'm in the boxing ring. Like I can't when someone throws hugs at me versus hits. I don't know how to
Haymakers.
react.
Hugs or
Looking
haymakers,
for,
your choice.
Warp after the war, Bill.
Hey, we got to keep 6 feet.
Yeah.
So
Leave room
haymakers
for
then.
Jesus.
You recruit quality line members. You beat down their spirits, and then you rebuild them by recruiting them.
All right. So it's my shout out time. I just want to shout out. I want to shout out the Matani as well, Piba, just because without your show on the weekends, I wouldn't have anything to talk about because Eve is dead. So thank you for continuing to be one of, if not the cringiest character actors that I've ever seen, and never change, baby. We love you just the way you are. And on
Who
that
said he
note,
was acting?
Everybody who is watching the show on YouTube or listening on the podcast, which honestly the podcast is much better, this is where the show ends for you, because we're going into the after show now.